Hello and welcome into Spillane Field. Owen Sughrue alongside Jack Sadighian as the Wareham Gatemen get set to take on the Chatham Anglers. And the last home win for the Gatemen was on July 11th. So, Jack, they look to get another win here tonight. It's been a bit of a little while. They had a good night last night, but they look to get things going back here at home.
Yeah, haven't had a home win since July 11th, a 12-1 victory over Hyannis, and they were close a couple of days ago against Cotuit. Had to settle for a 1-1 tie, a couple of base running miscues, as well as Jim Jarvis slipping around third. Would have been the game's winning run, but sometimes you run into bad luck. It happens. They still got out of it with a point, and hopefully can get a win at home tonight against a team we've done well against this season, Owen.
Wareham has had success against Chatham thus far. Wareham 4-7-3 at home on the season. They've been stronger when they've been visiting other teams. And tonight they'll face the Anglers. Taking a look at the starting lineups, Tres Gonzalez, who has been red hot, he leads things off, followed by Jim Jarvis. And then Tommy Troy, Owen Diodati batting cleanup, Cameron James in the 5 spot, followed by Jimmy Crooks, who's DHing tonight, getting a night off behind the plate. And then Kellum Clark at first base batting 7th, followed by Cade Kern in right field, and Anthony Frechette, whose catching is in the 9 spot. And taking a look at the starting lineup for the Anglers, it's Danny Soretti, the second baseman, who leads things off, followed by Matt Hogan, the right fielder. The lone all-star for the Anglers, Josh Rivera, batting 3rd. And then Max Rivero batting cleanup, the catcher out of Vanderbilt, followed by Nolan McLean, Caden Trinkle, the center fielder, batting 6th. And then it's Kenny Lavari out of Old Dominion, who's DHing. He's batting 7th. David Mendham, the first baseman, is batting 8th. And then Lyle Miller-Green out of George Mason at left field tonight. He's batting 9th. On the mound for the Gatemen, it's Christian Rubeck. And he's had a good start to this season so far, too, Jack. The Gatemen pitching has been strong all season. Rubeck has been no exception. He's been excellent on the mound.
Yeah, Rubeck at the beginning of the season, the Gatemen were kind of wondering what they were going to get out of him. But done a nice job. Recently committed to Kansas State about 5 days ago, so congratulations to him. And on the season, a nice 2.7 ERA in 6 appearances. He's gone 13 1/3, giving up 5 walks and 12 hits, and struck out 14 batters. The mix you're going to see from Rubeck tonight, fastball that'll sit low to mid-90s, a curveball, a slider, and a changeup. Has a true starter's arsenal.
Rubeck sure does, and transferring, not sure whether he'll be staying in the Big 12, or certainly some talk going on with Oklahoma and Texas, but he will no doubt be in the Big 12. Kansas State, for all we know, is staying, so Oklahoma and Texas are more up in the air. That's where Rubeck will be next year, at Kansas State, so very exciting for him, committed there very recently. And we've got the Gatemen taking infield, Rubeck warming things up. It was a hot and humid day down here in Wareham. It's a nice night. Pretty calm, wind blowing out to right field about 5 to 10 miles an hour as the sun starts to set over Wareham Middle School. Another beautiful night. We've had some tough stretches of rain, but it's a nice night here for baseball. 6:45 start time. YD was 5 o'clock, no lights. Gatemen only went 7 innings, but that was all they needed.
Well, they only needed 3 innings in that.
That's true, too. We are just about to get set. Danny Soretti, the lefty, settles in, and he'll lead things off here at Spillane Field. The Gatemen taking on the Chatham Anglers. Soretti batting .291 on the season with 3 doubles and 3 RBIs. The right-hander Rubeck delivers. First pitch is a fastball that just misses low and inside. 1-0 to Soretti. Another fastball. That one misses high and outside. Soretti out of UNC. Two 2-0 to the second baseman. Rubeck delivers. It's fouled right back towards us here in the press box. Brings the count to 2-1. Soretti batting .351 since July 11th. He has exploded, similar to Jim Jarvis, who's also been on a hot streak since batting early in the order, as Soretti fouls another one off. That evens the count at 2.
Soretti, a 3-year starter from the University of North Carolina.
2-2, that's a strike 3 called. Caught the outside corner. A good start for Rubeck. That's his 15th strikeout of the season. First tonight on the first batter, 1 away for Matt Hogan.
Rubeck, like a lot of pitchers on this staff, knows how to strike people out. Great fastball, well located on the high outside corner for Soretti, and starts off his outing with a nice strikeout.
Good way to ease into this start here for Rubeck and the Gatemen. Up next, it's Hogan, the right fielder, as that one misses outside. Hogan, one of 2 members of the Vanderbilt Commodores here in Chatham, batting 2nd and 4th. Not surprisingly, I suppose. 1-0. Hogan fouls that off over the left field bleachers. That'll even the count at 1. 2 Vanderbilt Commodores for the Anglers, 2 Mississippi State Bulldogs for the Gatemen.
Hogan didn't get a lot of action for Vanderbilt this past season.
Nice slider from Rubeck is in there for strike 2.
But he's done a nice job so far this summer.
1-2. Foul tipped into the middle. Frechette 2 away here quickly. And up next is Josh Rivera, the lone all-star again for the Anglers in the 3 spot as Rubeck looks to go 1-2-3.
Rubeck doing a nice job locating on the outside of the zone against 2 lefties. Didn't come inside much for either of those at-bats. Got a swing and a miss on an outside pitch for a second strikeout. Now his first righty in Rivera.
And Rivera takes a slider in there for strike 1. Rivera batting .231 on the season, 3 doubles, a homer, and 3 RBIs. The 0-1 misses outside. Second pitch that's gotten past the glove of Frechette. 1-1.
Rivera, the lone all-star from this Chatham team, made an all-star or made the all-star team as a utility player.
The 1-1 misses low and outside. Rivera 1 for 3 last night with a double and a walk. 2-1 coming from Rubeck. Fastball catches the inside corner. Rubeck finding some rhythm. It's 2-2, 2 out, nobody on here in the top of the first.
Well, we see him working the inside of the plate now against a righty.
2-2, that's popped up into shallow left. Jarvis backing up. He calls everyone off and makes the catch to retire the side. A 1-2-3 inning for Christian Rubeck. Gatemen bats coming up in the bottom of the first when we come back on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. Please remember to recycle your empty bottles, cans, and all other recyclable materials. It takes only 6 recycled plastic bottles to make a new baseball cap.
The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be a sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous colossal lobster rolls. Piled high on grilled brioche and served hot buttered or with just the right amount of mayo and celery with fries and coleslaw. The 99, always the real deal.
Back at Spillane Field, a 1-2-3 inning for Christian Rubeck. Gatemen bats look to get things going early. Tres Gonzalez, Jim Jarvis, and Tommy Troy due up. It's the lefty Adam Tulloch starting on the mound for the Anglers.
Tulloch has had a tale of 2 seasons so far. His first 3 outings, he combined for 11 innings, did not give up a single run, but now has a 3.79 ERA because in his last 3 outings, he's given up 9 earned runs over 10 1/3. So a 3.79 ERA and 21 1/3. Giving up 18 hits and 6 walks. He has 27 strikeouts. He's going to try and pound the zone with fastballs early, Owen, and he also has a changeup and a slider to complement.
Likes to mix those 2 in. This is his 6th appearance and his 5th start of the season. He'll face Tres Gonzalez, the center fielder. First pitch, Gonzalez takes up high. It was that fastball from Tulloch. Gonzalez batting .313 this season. 6 doubles, 10 RBI. Fouls that one off over the left field bleachers, evens the count at 1. Gonzalez exploded last night, 4 for 5 with a double, reached all 5 times. Check swing on the fastball. And third base umpire Larry Rosenberg says Gonzalez did not go around.
And you would think with 12 runs yesterday, Owen, that the Gatemen were hitting the ball over the ballpark, but only 7 hits. So Gonzalez over half of the Gatemen hits last night as he fouls that pitch back to make it 2-2. It was a lot of combined errors on the part of YD, wild pitches, hit batters, walks, a lot of different things that brought in those runs for Wareham.
2-2, Gonzalez fouls another one off.
There was one sequence in that game where there were 2 straight wild pitches that scored 2 runs, and then a hit batter that scored another run.
Everything going the way of the Gatemen last night. Count even at 2 for Gonzalez. Breaking ball stays up high. Full count.
And YD is just falling hard out of that race in the East. It seems like it's all Brewster Harwich.
3-2, another foul back towards us. Yeah, that East Division closer throughout than the West for the most part, but YD has had a tough stretch over their last few games. Another foul from Gonzalez. Good at bat here to start things off.
He's just become such a tough out over the last 9 or 10 games on an 8-game hit streak.
Another payoff pitch coming from Tulloch, and another foul from Gonzalez.
That's what happens when you're seeing the baseball as well as Gonzalez is. Tough to get him to go down via strikeout.
Home plate umpire Joe Caraco needs a fresh supply of baseballs already.
But Gonzalez can hit the baseball pretty much anywhere. Likes to go up the middle and the other way. But he was spraying it all over yesterday.
3-2, that's grounded just foul. Inches from that first base line.
That's close. It almost looked like it snuck over the first base bag, but just couldn't quite keep fair.
So it's 3-2 again for Gonzalez. Pitch, swing, and a miss on the breaking ball from Tulloch. Great at bat from Gonzalez to start things off.
Can't be too upset with that, Owen. He did a good job, battled, stayed in the count, fouled several pitches back, hit one just foul that probably would have been a double down the first base line, and ended up striking out. Sometimes it happens.
Jim Jarvis steps in next. He takes a fastball that catches the upper part of the zone for strike 1. Jarvis batting .270 with 6 doubles, a triple, and his first home run last night at YD.
How about that?
It was a great hit, but my favorite part, I got to say, was definitely the dugout reaction. They were so thrilled for him.
He's never hit a home run in college baseball, but he said that was his 3rd Summer League home run.
The 0-2 just misses outside. Another fastball from Tulloch. And we talked about in the last inning, Danny Serretti catching fire since July 11th. As Jarvis pops that one weakly into left side of the infield, and the catch from Nolan McLean. So 2 up, 2 down.
An excuse me swing, excuse me, and just sent a little liner to the left side. Easy play for McLean.
So Tommy Troy steps in to try to be the first man aboard here on the bottom of the first for Wareham, batting .279. He takes a pitch low. One 1-0 for Troy, who has 2 doubles. Team leading 3 triples and 2 homers. Fouls one off over the right field bleachers to even the count at 1. And though he was 0 for 3 last night with a walk, he did score twice. Another foul. Count goes to 1-2.
And his bat's been pretty reliable all summer.
And the 1-2, left-hander Tulloch delivers, just misses low. Good take there from Troy.
It'd be impressive for Tulloch to get through these first 3 hitters, Gonzalez, Jarvis, and Troy, without giving up a base runner. 3 guys that just know how to get on base and often do so early in the game for Wareham.
2-2 coming to Troy, and that's lined up the middle for a base hit. Troy rounding first, and he'll retreat back. Single, that's the first hit of the game. And up next is Diodati, good at bat from Troy.
Yeah, nice job, stayed with it, 2-strike count, and able to send one back up the middle, keep the rally going, get Diodati to the plate.
So Diodati steps in, batting .252, 7 doubles. Team leading 7 home runs, 3rd in the Cape League in home runs. And Tulloch delivers. First pitch misses outside. He did go fastball, Jack. We see a lot of pitchers be very breaking ball friendly when they throw to Diodati. Diodati awaits the 1-0 and grounds that to the right side of the infield. Second baseman Soretti has trouble with it. That gets by him. Troy heads to third. Diodati aboard safely, so the Gatemen with runners on the corners. And I'll see how that's scored. I believe it will probably be an error on Soretti. He could have had a play to either second or first, but we'll certainly see how that goes down.
It was a tough hop, but the question is, should he have been able to make that play? And I don't know the answer to the question, Owen. I think it's tough. I could see it being ruled either way. But it came up on Soretti's chest faster than he expected, and it's ruled a single to Diodati, which I think is something I could easily see.
Certainly could too. There are some funny bounces sometimes off the stone dust here. Up next is Cameron James, who takes a fastball inside for ball 1.
How about the heads-up base running from Tommy Troy, too? He was paying attention to Soretti to see what would happen, and he saw it bounce into center, immediately turned on the jets and made it to third.
1-0. Catches the inside corner, says Joe Caraco. Evens the count at 1.
Cameron James, the Grand Slam hero from yesterday, a big moment, a 2-out rally brewing in the bottom of the first. Can he deliver something for Wareham?
1-1 swing and a miss on a nice changeup from Tulloch. Count goes to 1-2.
That was a really good pitch. Cameron James was way out in front of it. Now he has to be defensive.
And there'd been a lot of fastballs from Tulloch. He mixed in a changeup at a good time. James awaiting the 1-2. Troy on third, Diodati on first. The pitch, foul from James.
Cameron James has struggled a little bit this summer with his plate discipline.
Still 1-2 for the third baseman out of Mississippi State. Look over to Diodati. Tulloch now delivers, and that hits James. Slider got away from him, so that will load the bases for Jimmy Crooks. A mistake from Tulloch. He was up in that count. It was 1-2, and then lost it on that breaking ball, and that ends up loading the bases.
Gatemen are used to getting hit. Last night, 4 different batters hit. That one completely got away from Tulloch. I'm not sure what happened on the pitch, but caught James on the backside.
And Crooks lines that into center field. Troy comes in to score. Diodati rounding third, and he will be in standing up. A 2 RBI single from Jimmy Crooks. Gatemen again capitalizing on some miscues for the Anglers, and they lead 2-0 here in the bottom of the first.
How about that? Crooks taking the first pitch back up the middle, Owen. And the Gatemen with 2 outs, now 3 base hits and a hit batsman to spark a rally in the first. That is huge. A team that pitches extremely well when we get out to leads early. It's usually a good sign.
Gatemen have had much more success when they take the lead early. They've had some trouble behind, but you don't tend to fall behind if you lead the whole game.
Sure.
So another RBI for Jimmy Crooks, another 2 RBIs, now 9 on the season.
And we mentioned how the Gatemen have been struggling to get that home win since July 11th. A great start here against Chatham. It's a team that the Gatemen tied when they out-hit the Anglers 8-1. It was a tough one to swallow, but then in the second visit to Veterans Field, an 8-1 convincing victory.
First pitch to Kellum Clark, the first baseman, is a slider that misses outside. 2 lefties on the mound and at the plate. Clark batting .209 on the season. The 1-0, swing and a miss from Clark.
Now that average is slightly deceiving, Owen. Kellum Clark, 4 hits he's got hits in 4 of his last 5 games. He's swinging the bat much better. And him and Cameron James both coming around a little bit, which would be huge for Wareham.
He's reached base in his last 5 games. The 1-1 just catches the outside corner. It's 1-2 for Clark. 2 Mississippi State teammates finding some rhythm recently here in Wareham. It's 1-2 for Clark. Pitch from Tulloch, swing and a miss. So a strikeout to start and end the inning for the Gatemen, but not without adding 2 runs here in the bottom of the first. They lead 2-0 after 1 here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Badger Sport is a leading provider of superior quality team uniforms and performance athletic wear, including performance t-shirts, fleeces, shorts, and pants. From the fields to the stands, and at every practice along the way, Founders Sport Group makes authentic, quality apparel accessible at the speed of the sport. Visit foundersport.com today.
Baseball Factory is a company specializing in player development and college placement of high school baseball players. We care about guiding players to a college that is the perfect fit. Give us a call at 877-752-6025 to get started today.
For a nostalgic Cape Cod vacation experience, head to Bay Motor Inn, where guests are treated like family. Located in the heart of Buzzards Bay Village, this 1950s-style cottage colony still provides you with up-to-date amenities. The Gatemen thank the Bay Motor Inn for their support.
We go to the top of the second. Gatemen on top 2-0. Owen Sughrue and Jack Sadighian here at Spillane Field. It was a great inning for the Gatemen. 1-2-3 inning defensively. 2 runs with Diodati and Troy scoring on the 2 RBI single from Crooks.
3 hits for the Gatemen in the first, all with 2 outs. What a rally to get 2 runs across.
Rubeck delivers the first pitch to catcher Max Romero. Romero takes that inside for ball 1. Romero, the second member of this Vanderbilt team up here in Chatham. He takes another fastball low and inside. Romero batting .258 on the season with 4 doubles and 4 home runs. Rubeck delivers the 2-2 swing and a miss from Romero. 2-1. Good pitch on the outside part of the plate from Rubeck. 2-1. Fastball misses high and outside.
Romero Jr., 4 home runs, 13 RBIs this season. 3 of those and 6 of the RBIs against Cotuit.
Romero takes the 3-1. Another one inside, so he's the first man aboard for the Anglers so far this game, and he reaches on a walk to start things off in the second.
And he was only the 8th player ever, Owen, to do that in the Cape Cod Baseball League's history. 3 home runs in 1 game. It was just an incredible performance from Romero Jr. He was I believe it was a grand slam, or he might have had a grand slam. It's escaping me now which home run he was shy of the home run cycle.
Next batter, Nolan McLean out of Oklahoma State. Takes a strike on the outside corner. Swing and a miss from McLean. This is the first at bat of the season for Nolan McLean. He's at third base tonight. Batted .263 this past season at Oklahoma State.
He's only appeared in 1 game. That was June 26th against Falmouth.
The 0-2, that just misses low.
Good player, though. Did well at Oklahoma State this season. Was a tremendous athlete out of Garner High School in North Carolina.
Also an excellent football player. Takes one outside for ball 2.
He was a 4-year starting quarterback, also played basketball, and excelled in baseball, as you would have guessed.
2-2 to McLean. He takes that outside, so he's working himself back into this count. It's now full.
Rubeck's missed on some close pitches, Owen. But McLean has a decision for the fall. He was a third-string quarterback for Oklahoma State this past season, trying to decide if he wants to continue playing some football for them.
Takes the 3-2 outside, 2 straight walks. Romero and McLean, runners on first and second, no outs for Trinkle. Wow, that's quite a decision that McLean will face this fall.
It's a lot to play 2 sports, especially at the college level. I mean, it's one thing in high school, but for Oklahoma State, high-level Division I baseball and football program.
Hard to play 2 sports in college, and even harder at a Power 5 school, a school so athletically talented as Oklahoma State. It's Caden Trinkle, the center fielder, takes strike 1 over the outside corner.
This is one of McLean's teammates at Oklahoma State. And Oklahoma State coached by Matt Holliday. His son Tom, the manager of Chatham, as that pitch is fouled off to make it 0-2 to Trinkle.
So a Cowboys-heavy Anglers team this season. Trinkle is at center field tonight, batting .143 coming into this game, and he ropes one into right field. Backing up is Kern, and that one is gone. A home run, a 3-run home run for Caden Trinkle, the center fielder here in the top of the second. He was 1 for his last 22, and a home run here puts the Anglers on top.
And his first home run of the season, Owen. That was at a big time for the Anglers. The Gatemen coming off a 2-out rally in the first. But Trinkle, no doubter to right field. Kern backed up for a second, but he knew it right away. And that's where the 2 leadoff walks kill you.
Swing and a miss from Kenny Lavari. The DH out of Old Dominion makes the count 0-1. Pitch from Rubeck, check swing from Lavari, called strike. Yeah, those walks, like you mentioned, Jack. Rubeck looked nearly flawless in that first inning, 2 to start things off here in the second. And off of a home run, those can really come back to bite you.
He had 2 of the first 3 and now has Lavari in a 2-strike count.
1-2 misses outside. And you mentioned, and you're right, a lot of those pitches were very close, a couple of them just missing. So Perhaps some bad luck here for Rubick in the second, and a good piece of hitting from Trinkle, as that one's popped up into center field. Diodati and Gonzalez converging. Gonzalez calls off Diodati to make the catch for out number 1.
Hopefully that'll settle down Rubick a little bit. Thought that one might drop in, but it kept hanging in the air, and Gonzalez and Diodati were on a collision course, but a good job communicating. Diodati, the center fielder, has the right to call off Diodati, and he did.
Good communication there from Gonzalez to Diodati. The first pitch is a breaking ball to David Mendham, the first baseman out of South Carolina. It's in there for strike 1. Mendham grounds one to the left side of the infield, and that gets past James, and Jarvis collects and tosses over to Clark, and out at first, says Lorente Palmer, the first base umpire. A very good throw from Jim Jarvis at shortstop.
What a play from Jim Jarvis, my goodness. That throw was bang bang at first. I wasn't sure if it was in time, but nice job backing up Cameron James and making a long throw. Jarvis not necessarily known for his arm strength over at shortstop, but that was a nice throw and a nice pick from Kellum Clark.
So it's the 9-hitter Lyle Miller Green who steps in for Chatham. The left fielder, he takes a strike on the inside corner. Next pitch is a slider, just misses outside. Miller Green batting .210 coming into tonight with 2 doubles and a team-leading 21 RBI in the 9 spot tonight. 1-1 check swing from Miller Green. First base umpire says he did go around.
And I'm surprised to see him in the 9 spot tonight. I'm not sure what the reasoning is for that. Usually he's their cleanup hitter. I know his average is a little low.
1-2 misses inside, gets past Frechette. It's 2-2.
Doesn't seem like Frechette and Rubick have been on the same page this inning. There's been a couple balls that have gotten by Frechette.
We were saying it's interesting that they don't have Crooks. Crooks certainly a well-deserved night off behind the plate. He's still DHing as that one's roped into right field, and that will drop for a single. That's the second hit of the inning here for the Anglers. Miller Green is aboard, and back to the top of the order for Chatham. Danny Soretti up next.
Second baseman, number 37, Danny Soretti from North Carolina.
Soretti struck out looking in the first inning. First pitch from Rubick. Fastball on the inside corner for strike 1.
He went 1-2-3 in the first. Feels like forever ago now. 3-2 game in the top of the second.
Rick delivers, slider, and Soretti just gets a piece of the top of that one. Count goes to 0-2. In 1-3 inning against the 1-2-3 hitters, of course, for Chatham. At the top of the first. The 0-2. That one's grounded toward the Gatemen dugout. Foul.
Rubick's had no problem getting to 2 strikes. It's just been finishing batters.
Looking to close out Soretti here, up 0-2 on the second baseman from UNC. Right-hander deals, and that's another foul. It was a hit and run for Chatham. Miller Green was on his way to second. Count will remain at 0-2.
I don't even think that, Owen. Just 2 strikes, 2 outs. He's got the green light to go on contact. No reason for him not to.
Still an 0-2 count. Check on Miller Green from Rubick, and good play from Kellum Clark. Bit of a high throw. The 0-2 pitch, and that one's ripped into left field. That gets through Jarvis and James. So 2 straight singles here for Chatham. Runners on first and second. Now with 2 outs, it's Matt Hogan up next. Two good at-bats from the 9 and 1 hitters for the Anglers.
Rubeck so close to getting out of this. You'd love to see him just finish the second inning. George Carlejo, the pitching coach, coming out to the mound. And a smile on Rubeck's face, so that's a good sign.
Like you mentioned, Jack, it has not been at all a sloppy performance. He's really been pretty sharp. He's been up on some batters early, and after those 2 leadoff walks and then the first home run of the season for Trinkle, those have really been the only blemishes on what's been a pretty good outing so far. He's been able to find the strike zone. It wasn't like what we'd seen in some previous outings. YD last night having some trouble at times finding the strike zone, and it has not been at all like that. Rubeck usually very sharp. 2 on, 2 out here for Hogan. Rubeck deals. Fastball inside. It's Miller Green on second and Soretti at first. Hogan also struck out in the first inning. The 1-0. One misses inside, gets past Frechette, but able to keep that from getting to the backstop, so Miller Green and Soretti will stay at second and first. 2 similar pitches here to start this at-bat off to Hogan. Both low and inside fastballs from Rubeck.
His command's all over the place because he's pressing some pitches, but he's also missing outside on a couple of others.
It's 2-0 to Hogan, and he chops that right back to Rubeck, who tosses over to Clark to end the inning. A 3-run home run from Caden Trinkle, the center fielder, puts the Anglers on top 3-2. We enter the bottom of the second when we come back here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Baseball Factory's vision is to guide both players and parents through the college recruiting process into professionally trained players in order to find a school that is the right fit, both academically and athletically. Contact us at 877-752-6025.
Come on over to BB's Bar and Grill for food, drinks, and fun. Located on Cranberry Highway, come in to sample the delicious eats or relax with a drink while enjoying live entertainment. BB's is one of our team meal partners.
With professional coaches that provide personalized world-class baseball training, Baseball Factory helps every player take his game to the next level. Get a pro evaluation by calling 877-752-6025.
We enter the bottom of the second inning here at Spillane Field. A 3-run home run from Caden Trinkle put the Anglers on top after a 2-run bottom of the first for the Gatemen off of a 2 RBI single for Jimmy Crooks. Cade Kern, the right fielder out of Ohio State, leads things off here in the bottom of the second. And shows bunt, pulls back. First base umpire says Lorante Palmer says he didn't pull back, so it's 0-1. Kern batting .195 on the season, double 2 homers and 14 RBI. Swings and misses on the 0-1. Kern's 14 RBI are tied with Jim Jarvis for second on the Gatemen. Just 77 at bats. He foul tips the 0-2 into the mitt of Max Romero. One away for Anthony Frechette.
That's been Kern's struggle all summer, the strikeout.
It's his 30th of the season. When he puts the ball in play, good things happen.
Yeah, he has a high RBI count for a guy who's hitting a tick under 200, 14 on the season.
And so few at bats, too. He's very productive at the plate. First pitch to Anthony Frechette. Misses outside. It's 1-0. Frechette, like Crooks, goes no batting gloves. Wonder if it's a catcher thing. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Evens the count at 1.
Well, Frechette with 4 RBIs this season, all in his last 2 appearances. He's played in 6 games this summer. But his situational hitting has been pretty good.
1-1 fastball misses up high. It's 2-1. Back on July 20th, Frechette went 2 for 4, a double, and 3 RBIs. The 2-1 change up just misses up high to Frechette. Nobody out. Excuse me, 1 out, nobody on. Here in the bottom of the second, as the 3-1 catches the the outside corner. Full count for Frechette.
Surprised that he wasn't looking to swing at an outside fastball. 3-1 count.
Payoff pitch from Tulloch. Frechette fouls that off over the right field bleachers.
And that fastball was just an instinctive swing. He was trying to stay alive.
Another payoff pitch from Tulloch. That one's grounded to the left side of the infield. Rivera collects and fires over to Mendham. And that's out number 2. Took a bounce off of the mound, and a good play from the shortstop, Josh Rivera, to record out number 2.
And it actually hit Tulloch's foot and bounces perfectly to Rivera, who was charging in. A nice break for the Anglers' defense. It was an easy play after Rivera had the grounder.
So back to the leadoff man, Tres Gonzalez, for the Gatemen. First pitch to Gonzalez is a fastball in the inside corner for strike 1. Gonzalez struck out in his first at-bat in the first inning. The 0-1 change up from Tulloch, just misses up high. Gonzalez batting .313 coming into the night. That's tied for 4th in the Cape League. Check swing foul from Gonzalez. He had to take a look around where that one ended up, just shy of the Anglers' dugout. So it's 1-2 for the center fielder from Georgia Tech.
And his bat picked up. He was hitting 200 2 weeks into the season.
And the slider from Tulloch just misses inside. He was on his way back to the dugout.
But Gonzalez mentioned when he talked to our producer, Harrison Eaton, that sometimes early in the season he's just trying too hard. And once he relaxes, he improves a lot.
2-2 fouled right back to us. That's where the count will stay for Gonzalez, trying to start a 2-out rally here for the Gatemen.
And you could see it in his presence in the box. Just looks much more comfortable.
2-2 from Tulloch, and he rips that right up the middle for another base hit. And that's now 4 base hits in his last 7 at-bats. So Gonzalez just continues his hot streak.
And he now tied Jimmy Crooks for the longest hit streak this season for Wareham. Crooks had a 9-game hit streak earlier in the summer. And Gonzalez, 9 games where he's recorded a hit. See if he can get to that elusive number 10. Maybe I won't interview him this time. I interviewed Crooks after his 9-game hit streak, and he went like, oh, for his next 10.
So we'll leave Gonzalez alone, perhaps. Jarvis up next. He popped out to the third baseman McLean in his first at-bat, and that's a chopper up the middle. Shortstop Rivera collects and tags second to end the inning. After 2, Gatemen trail 3-2, and will send it down to Julia, who's to catch up with Adam Major.
Julia Joseph here alongside Adam Major. Let's talk about last night. You threw 5 innings, had 5 strikeouts, allowed only 2 hits. What was your main focus this week in practice?
Really just kind of spotting up with the off-speed and stuff, and then making sure I can get ahead with the fastball. And I feel like I did a pretty good job of that. Towards the end, I got a little bit tired, and so the fastball's command started to go away a little bit. But I felt like once I got in the groove, it was kind of just there for me last night.
So far this season, you've thrown 23 innings and have only allowed 1 run. What's keeping you going out there?
Honestly, just trying to prove myself, kind of show that I belong here, coming from a smaller college and going to a bigger one, and then also just having complete trust in my defense and just knowing that whatever I throw out there, they're going to have a shot to make a play on.
What's been the toughest adjustment, as you said, coming from a small college into a league full of champions?
Honestly, the lineups are a big difference. Having to truly compete 1 through 9 is a big difference, and then also having the hitters being very smart and they kind of know what to look for. And after you go through the lineup one time, they really sit well on some fastballs and some off speeds. So you got to really mix it up.
Great, thank you, Adam.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Julia. Through 2 innings, 3-2 Chatham. We head to the top of the 3rd. Jack Sadighian, Owen, Sughrue. Christian Rubeck still on the mound, walked 2 batters and then gave up a 3-run homer to Caden Trenkle, his first of the summer. In the 2nd, Anglers took the lead for the first time after 2 runs for Wareham in the 1st. And now the first pitch to Josh Rivera is a fastball outside. Rivera popped out to short his first time up. That retired the side in the 1st. The 1-0, fouled straight back.
We mentioned Rivera, the only all-star for the Anglers, had 2 good defensive plays in the last inning with that bounce off of Tulloch's foot and a good adjustment from Rivera, and then tagging out Jarvis to end the inning.
That pitch, a curveball that missed just outside. 2 balls and a strike to Rivera. And that was more the reason he made the All-Star team, for his defensive ability. He could play pretty much anywhere in the infield. The 2-1 pitch is a fastball low, 3-1. This is a Gatemen team that has done well against Chatham. A win and a tie against the Anglers. First time the Anglers have visited Spillane Field this summer. The 3-1 pitch is a fastball low. Another leadoff walk to start the 3rd to Josh Rivera. 3-2 Chatham. Maxwell Romero Jr. heading to the plate. He walked and scored in the 2nd. And Frichette's going to have a conversation with Rubeck. George Carlejo, the pitching coach, joining as well. How short do you think the leash is for Rubeck? Could they be making a change now, or do you have a little more patience for him after that walk?
Well, I think the walk's concerning, and, the home run, of course, ended up making things worse. So looks like they will make a change here.
Didn't give you much time to answer that question. Owen, new pitcher coming up on the Gatemen Baseball Network, 3-2 Chatham.
One of the area's best restaurants is located right up the street, Brewfish Bar and Eatery. Brewfish offers 20 rotating craft beers on tap and creative pub food. Check out their off-the-menu brunch with a Bloody Mary bar and $5 mimosas on Sundays. Join us for outdoor dining and drinks under the tent or for live music. Located on Route 105 in Marion.
Cape Cod Healthcare is committed to coordinating and delivering the highest quality healthcare services which enhance the health of all Cape Cod residents and visitors. You can expect this level of patient-centered care throughout our entire healthcare system.
One-run Chatham lead and a pitching change for the Gatemen with a runner on first and nobody out in the top of the 3rd. It's Kevin Acey, the right-hander out of UPenn, coming in to replace Rubeck.
Acey with a 4.5 ERA on the season. Thrown just 6 innings and does have 7 strikeouts. He's had some good outings. We saw that outing against Falmouth a few games ago, and Acey was really phenomenal. And just some bad luck ended up scoring the key runs for the Commodores. But AC has had some good starts as of late. His fastball sits around 90. Also mixes in a curveball, a changeup, and a slider. So comes in with a runner on first and trying to keep this a one-run game for the Gatemen.
Tough night for Rubeck. Goes 2 innings, gives up 3 hits and 3 walks, and a 3-run shot to Caden Trenkle. He'll be responsible for Rivera on first. AC does come in a close game. 1-run Chatham lead. First pitch to Romero Jr. is a breaking ball low. Romero Jr. walked in the second and scored. The 1-0 check swing, and Romero Jr. did not go around after an appeal to second. 2 balls, no strikes to the catcher from Vanderbilt, Maxwell Romero Jr. 1-0 pitch, or 2-0 pitch, excuse me. Misses high and outside, 3-0.
Yeah, that walk, just the 3rd of the season for Romero in the last inning. So 3-0 here, and Gatemen trying to avoid putting more base runners on.
There's a fastball for a strike on the inner half, 3-1. This is the big pitch here, Owen. The 3-1 is a fastball for a strike at the knees. Just caught the lower end of the zone.
You're right, Jack. That one just on the lower part of the zone, and that's a huge pitch. The 3-1, and now Romero having to face 2 strikes.
Throw to first to check on Rivera. Rivera has decent speed on first. On the move, the payoff pitch fouled away. Rivera took off from first, but it stays at a full count for Romero Jr. as Rivera returns to the bag. Decent speed, but a bit erratic on the bases. He's stolen 3 bases this summer, but also been caught 3 times. Another throw to first. Checks on Rivera. He dives back. Chatham picked up a win against Falmouth last night that the Gatemen were thankful for. Payoff pitch, a breaking ball upstairs. 2 straight walks to start off the 3rd, same as the 2nd. Still nobody out. And Nolan McLean, the 3rd baseman, heading to the plate. 1-run Chatham lead. They're trying to add to it in the 3rd. Rubeck led off the inning with a walk. Kevin Acey came in to replace him and walked Romero Jr. McLean walked and scored his first time up in the last inning. The first pitch to him misses well inside. He had a duck out of the way.
Just 2 breaking balls from AC in both the last pitch to Romero and then the first one here to McLean. Just like they slipped, wasn't able to get the dip he was looking for.
The 1-0 is grounded to the left side. This could be a double play. 2nd for 1. The throw to first is in time. 6-4-3 double play. Rivera advances to 3rd, but he is now the lone base runner with 2 away in the top of the 3rd. Caden Trenkle heading to the plate. Chatham up by 1, and Trenkle, the reason for that, a 3-run shot in the last inning to right field, a no-doubter. First pitch to Trenkle is a fastball right down the pipe for strike 1.
And that home run, we talked about that wind, which usually blows out to sort of left center. Tonight blowing out just toward right field, very lefty friendly.
That one chopped up the middle. Jarvis has it, flicks it to first for the 3rd out. 2 leadoff base runners, but a double play and a 6-3 ground out retires the side. It's 3-2 Chatham through 2.5 at Spillane.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod Coca-Cola has been proudly refreshing the community for over 30 years, and we're honored to support the Cape Cod Baseball League and many other wonderful organizations on the Cape.
Cape Cod Healthcare is committed to providing tools and resources for your sustained well-being. We recognize the vital role of preventative medicine in your health journey and want to help you not only get well, but stay well.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. We offer over 400 different beverage choices on Cape Cod to quench every thirst, and more than 150 of those are low or no-calorie options.
(3-2) Chatham as we head to the bottom of the third. Jack, Sadighian, Owen, Sughrue. Troy, Diodati, and James, the 3, 4, 5 hitters coming up for the Gatemen, and Adam Tulloch still on the mound. Gave up 2 runs with 2 outs in the first, but did a nice job in the second.
Yeah, Tulloch looked much more comfortable in the second and got some help from Josh Rivera over at short, and it was surprising to me. I saw Rivera leads the Anglers with 7 errors in the field, but he's looked awfully sharp tonight, so he was helpful for Tulloch back in the second, but facing the heart of the Gateman order here to start things off.
First pitch to Tommy Troy is a fastball outside for ball 1. You tend to have the most errors, though, as a middle infielder when you have the most opportunities. 7 is relatively high for the summer, though, as that pitch is foul-tipped into the mitt of Romero Jr. Now a ball and a strike to Troy. He hit a base hit to center in the first as he fouls that pitch back to make it 1-2. That started the 2-out rally. 3 hits for the Gatemen with 2 outs in the first, capped by Crooks driving in Troy and Diodati with a line drive up the middle. Chatham a 3-run homer in the second, and that's where we stand in the bottom of the third. The 1-2 pitch is a fastball outside, 2-2.
Yeah, those early base runners have been helpful for both teams, and both scoring their early base runners to get points on the, get some runs on the board.
The 2-2 is a breaking ball called strike 3 on the low inside corner. Troy not thrilled. Tulloch's 3rd strikeout now, 1 away with nobody on in the bottom of the third. 1-run Chatham lead. Owen Diodati heading to the plate. Diodati singled and scored in the first, and the first pitch to him is a fastball outside. 1-0. It's now 2 first pitch fastballs he's gotten. The 1-0 is another fastball on the outer half for a strike.
Yeah, Diodati gotten so used to those breaking balls, and they've mostly been effective. Pitchers know what he can do to a fastball.
The 1-1, a slider for a strike on the inner half. The 1-2 pitch. And that's foul tipped into the mid of Romero Jr. Strikeout for Diodati. 2 straight strikeouts for Tulloch. He has 4 so far as Cameron James comes to the plate. 2 outs and nobody on in the bottom of the third. 3-2 Chatham.
Well, that's where he struggled in the first inning. A single to Troy and Diodati struck out both.
And the first pitch to James is in the dirt for ball 1. James was hit by a pitch with a 2-strike count in the first. Allowed Crooks to come up and knock in 2 runs. The 1-0 is a fastball for a strike on the outer half. Tulloch's fastball around 92, 93. The 1-1, another fastball cut on and missed.
He's looked awfully good on the mound here this inning, and he's just gotten progressively more comfortable. Looked a little shaky in the first, better in the second, and he has been smooth here in the third.
The 1-2 pitch, a fastball just outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs in the bottom of the third. Nobody on, and Cameron James at the plate. He's the tying run for the Gatemen. The 2-2 pitch is looped into right field, and that is caught as Matt Hogan was on the run towards the line to make the grab. A 1-2-3 inning for Tulloch. 3-2 Chatham through 3.
Clobbered high and deep to right center field, and this one is gone, a home run.
That home run's brought to you by Eastern Propane and Oil, another scholarship for a deserving youth. Eastern Propane and Oil, we're in your neighborhood.
Earn a bachelor's or master's degree, complete a certificate, or take a single course through the Division of Continuing Education and Graduate Studies at Curry College. In-person and high-flex classes run days, evenings, and weekends in Milton and Plymouth. To learn more about the programs in business, accounting, criminal justice, education, nursing, and more, visit curry.edu.
One of the Gatemen's favorite places for their post-game meals is Cool Cone.
Through 3 innings, it is 3-2 Chatham. Jack Sadighian, Owen Sughrue with you for the start of the 4th. Kevin Acey on the mound, and he has Lavari, Mendham, and Miller Green, the 7, 8, 9 hitters for the Anglers. Acey coming in after a leadoff walk in the last inning for Rubeck, and did a nice job after walking Romero Jr., forced McLean into a 6-4-3 double play, and then retired the side with Trenkel's 6-3 ground out.
Well, we talked about last inning and Tulloch getting more comfortable sort of as this game's gone on, and AC sort of was similar within a much shorter time span, that leadoff walk and then the huge double play, and then the ground out to end things.
His first pitch to Lavari is a breaking ball inside. Lavari flew out to center his first time up. Was a long run for Gonzalez. It was really more towards left center field. The 1-0 pitch, a curveball inside, 2-0. Gatemen looking for their first home win in 16 days, down by 1. 2-0 pitch, a breaking ball low. Three balls and no strikes to Lavari. And that pitch, another breaking ball inside. Leadoff walk again in the 4th. 3 straight leadoff walks over the last 3 innings for the Gatemen. And David Mendham, the left-handed hitter, playing first today, coming up. Righty-lefty matchup. First pitch to Mendham. A fastball for a strike on the inner half.
Well, Mendham batting 120 on the season, but his best game was definitely versus Brewster. That was back on July 14th, went 2 for 2 with an RBI. He has 1 on the season so far, and that was in that game versus Brewster.
The 0-1 pitch is a slider, low and inside. A ball and a strike now. Mendham grounded out to short his first time up. 3-2 Chatham, nobody out, and a runner on first in the top of the 4th. The 1-1. Lifted foul over the left side. This is the bottom of the order that's extremely vulnerable for Chatham. Outside of the 9-hitter, Lyle Miller-Green, who's almost always in the top of the order. He doesn't have a strong batting average, though, hitting .210 on the season.
And that's where, just going back to that home run, the walk to Romero and McLean, and then the home run from Trinkle. That's not something you'd expect from him.
The 1-2 is ripped foul down the left field line. None of Chatham's bottom 5 hitters outside of Lavari, who's only had 20 at-bats, is hitting above .210 as that breaking ball misses inside to make it 2-2. And I guess Lavari, 4 for 20. Didn't do my math correctly. He's hitting .200. So nobody in the bottom 5 is hitting above .210 for the Anglers. 2-2 pitch. A fastball just inside. Full count to Mendham.
A good at bat here from Mendham. Fouled a couple off. He got a good piece of that one that he ripped down that left field line. But a couple foul balls, some good takes on some close pitches. Not a bad at bat from AC either, but Mendham able to work himself back into it.
Payoff pitch called, strike 3. The fastball catches the outside of the plate. A big-time strikeout for AC to get the 4th back on track. Now 1 away, Lavari still on first, and Lyle Miller-Green, the 9-hitter, heading to the plate. 1-run lead for Chatham. Miller-Green singled his first time up in the second.
Well, that last pitch from AC, that must have been just where he'd pictured it in his head.
The first pitch to Miller-Green's a curveball well outside. 1-0. Miller-Green heading to Oklahoma State in the fall. One of 3 hitters in this lineup. That is a Cowboy. The 1-0, a fastball inside, 2-0.
And Miller-Green with a 5-game hit streak entering tonight, extended that with his single in the second.
2-0 pitch. Curveball for a strike. Miller-Green transferring from Chipola, had a big year. Hit .326 with 3 homers and 17 RBIs at Chipola. They're one of the top junior college programs in the country. Miller-Green moved to them after spending 2020 with George Mason. And now impressing with his power on the Cape this summer, as the 2-1 pitch is a breaking ball for a strike on the outer half.
It's interesting how the junior college scene in baseball is so big, and it's just not the same in all the other sports. I think there's degrees of it, but it seems so big in baseball.
2-2 pitch is a chopper fair down the first base line, into the corner in right field. Lavari heading for third. He's safe. Miller-Green dives into second. Safe. A double down the first base line for Lyle Miller-Green. And the Anglers are in business. Runners on second and third with only 1 away in the top of the 4th. Trying to add to a 1-run lead. Back to the top of the lineup with Danny Soretti.
It was a great at bat from Miller-Green, and that one just looped over the glove of Clark and had so much spin on it. So once it touched the ground, it just fired right to the right. So a tough play. Kern had to come way over from right field. And after all that time, Lavari able to reach third easily, and Miller-Green able to slide into second easily. So 2 runners in scoring position.
Danny Soretti at the plate. The first pitch to him is a breaking ball outside. Soretti 1 for 2 with a base hit in the second. Chatham threatening. Gatemen scored 2 in the first. A 3-run homer for Trinkle in the second gave the Anglers back the lead. The 1-0, a breaking ball inside, 2-0. And now runners on second and third with only 1 away in the top of the 4th. The switch hitter, Danny Soretti, batting lefty against the righty AC, who has struggled to throw strikes in this inning. The 2-0 is chopped up the middle. Troy has it off his glove now into center. 2-run score for Chatham, and we'll see how this is scored, but it's now a 5-2 Angler lead. That seemed like a tough play for Troy on the run, trying to get a tough chopper up the middle. But the Anglers now lead by 3 runs in the top of the 4th, 5 unanswered.
Yeah, we talked about a play earlier down to the second baseman Soretti for Chatham, and that one too looked like a tough play certainly for Troy, but after taking a bounce off his glove, a huge bounce into center field, Lavari and Miller Green both able to score fairly easily.
And it's ruled a single to Soretti. 2 RBIs and a 5-2 Chatham lead. The first pitch to Hogan fouled back. He's 0 for 2. 0-1 pitch is a breaking ball for a strike. Runner on first with 1 away in the top of the 4th. Now 5-2 Anglers. Oh-2 pitch to Hogan, a fastball that he had to limbo out of the way of. One ball, 2 strikes for the right fielder, Matt Hogan, out of Vanderbilt. Here's the pitch. It is poked foul.
Hogan batting .254 in the season. He's 0 for 2 so far tonight, 0 for 3 last night with a walk, but does have power. 6 doubles, 3 homers, and 8 RBI.
That pitch gets away to the backstop. Soretti advances to second. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Hogan. Gatemen have struggled to finish off batters tonight.
Yeah, 2 good pitches from AC to start off the at-bat, and then that first one high and tight, and then that last one low and inside. So AC with some pitches to play with to start, but not as many now with 2-2.
That pitch fouled back. Hogan just caught a piece and sent it to the backstop. 2 balls and 2 strikes for Matt Hogan. Danny Soretti on second. 1 away in the top of the 4th. Chatham already has 2 runs in this inning and leads 5-2. 2-2 is fouled back yet again. A rare bad start for the Gatemen pitching staff. Staff is the second best in the league with a 3.15 ERA. That pitch is roped into right field, gets down for a base hit. Soretti will score easily. Hogan trying to leg it out to second, and he's there safely. Kern struggled with the ball in right field. It'll be ruled a single for Hogan, advancing to second on an error, but he gets an RBI, his 9th of the season. It's 6-2 Chatham in the 4th.
Well, it's been great production here from the top of the order. And yet again, the situational hitting continues to succeed here for the Anglers. So they now lead 6-2. And it's been 3 hits so far this inning, still just 1 out.
First pitch to Josh Rivera is a breaking ball inside. Rivera 0 for 1 with a pop out in the first, walked in the third. 6-2 Angler is 1 away in the top of the 4th. The lone base runner is Matt Hogan on second. 1-0 to Rivera, a fastball outside, 2-0. Two straight base hits for Chatham with 3 RBIs bunched in those 2. The 2-0, a fastball for a strike on the low outside corner.
And AC, understandably a little frustrated. It's been a tough inning, and there was that big double play to Nolan McLean in the last inning, and you know, here's something like a strikeout or something like that. He doesn't have the double play in play, but needs an out.
That pitch, a breaking ball in the dirt. 3-1 now to Rivera. Chatham, another crooked number in the fourth. They scored 3 in the second and have 3 in the fourth with only 1 out. The 3-1 pitch, a fastball for a strike on the inner half. Josh Rivera with a full count. The only all-star for the Anglers. Here's the payoff pitch. Fouled away over the right side.
You can keep that foul ball courtesy of attorney Glenn Hannington and his daughter Tevin.
Yeah, and this is, I get the sense, a big at-bat for Kevin Acee. If he's able to get an out here, and it's a very different look with 2 outs and a runner on second instead of 1 with 2 men on. It's been a tough inning.
Steps off. Gatemen have issued 5 walks, given up 6 hits. We're on the 4th. 6-2 Chatham. 6 straight for the Anglers. AC a look at second at Hogan, and it steps off again. Gatemen need a win in a West Division battle. They are behind second place Falmouth just barely as that pitch is grounded to the left side. Gets past James, knocked down by Jarvis in shallow left, but he has no throw. Hogan advances to third. Rivera an infield single. Now the 4th straight hit for the Anglers. And there are runners on the corners with only 1 out in the top of the 4th. Romero Jr. heading to the plate.
And that one just perfectly placed there from Rivera. Got past James. Tough play for Jarvis, so runners on the corners.
And here comes the pitching coach, George Carlejo, for the Gatemen. It's been a tough inning for Kevin Acee, but it does not seem like his night is done. He's gone 1 1/3, given up 4 hits and 2 walks. And now has given up 3 runs. There's runners on the corners with only 1 away in the 4th. Chatham up 6-2, pouring things on early after the Gatemen scored 2 runs in the 1st.
Yeah, Chatham has just exploded here so far to start things off. Batting just .205 as a team, but all throughout their lineup, it hasn't just been the top guys. They've been productive. Of course, that home run from the 6-hitter Trinkle, and Lyle Miller Green there in the 9 spots, 2 for 2.
Win percentage or points per game, either way you want to calculate it, determining who gets the top 2 spots in the playoffs. Bourne's already clinched the Western Division, as the first pitch to Romero Jr. is a fastball outside. AC still in the game, but the Gatemen need a win to stay on pace. Falmouth well ahead of Hyannis, and Cotuit, who's right on Wareham's heels in 4th, as the 1-0 pitch is a fastball for a strike right down the middle. Beat the Bourne Braves today 13-2, 3rd straight loss for Bourne. The 1-1 fouled back. The East seems decided with Brewster and Harwich breaking away from everybody else. As the 1-2 is chopped to the right side. Troy has it, goes to second for 1. The throw to first is not in time. Hogan scores from third. It's 7-2 Chatham. Gatemen try and turn a tough double play, but only get the 4-6 fielder's choice.
Well, I'm surprised on that one. I feel like tonight we've seen a couple plays that are closer than that been called outs, and I'm sure that's just my view, my bias. I'm sure that that's playing a part of it, but that one, it was a great play from Troy. He got a good throw over to Jarvis, and then a great rifle from Jarvis over to Clark. That was not by any means, or excuse me, the Romero Jr. didn't have by any means. He didn't beat that by much, but a tough break there for the Gatemen with another run scoring.
Nolan McLean took the first pitch outside for ball 1. Now AC working from the belt. The 1-0 is in the dirt for ball 2. McLean walked in the second, then grounded into a double play in the third. Helped AC get out of some trouble. 7-2 Chatham, 4 runs now in the fourth. A runner on first and 2 away as that pitch is in for a strike to make it 2-1 to McLean. But it feels like there's only one playoff spot up for grabs at this point. Harwich and Brewster haven't clinched anything in the East, but they're far ahead as that pitch misses low to make it 3-1 to McLean.
Yeah, it's interesting, too, what's happened to Bourne. 3 straight losses. I mean, I don't think anyone is or should be worried about Bourne, but that's a big win for Cotuit.
It is. The 3-1 is a fastball for a low strike, full count. But Brewster and Harwich both with win percentages above 62. The next closest to them is YD at 48. But Falmouth in second, Wareham in third, Cotuit in fourth, neck and neck in the West. The payoff pitch is low. Got past Frechette. Romero Jr., a big turn around second, but he holds there. Runners on first and second, 2 away as the top of the fourth continues. Third walk, AC's issued. It's 7-2 Chatham. And Caden Trenkle's coming to the plate. Carleo heading to the mound. This should be the change, Owen.
Yeah, it looks like we have a change here, and understandably, AC has at times looked very sharp, and it's just mostly been good hitting from the Anglers, so a tough and frustrating night for AC, understandably.
New pitcher coming in. We'll tell you about him when we come back. 2 away in the fourth, 7-2 Chatham.
Clobbered high and deep to right center field, and this one is gone. A home run.
That home run's brought to you by Eastern Propane and Oil. Another scholarship for a deserving youth. Eastern Propane and Oil, we're in your neighborhood.
Curry College is where you go to become anything you want. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers with learning beyond the classroom. Explore undergraduate programs, including new majors in sport and recreational management, graphic design, marketing, and computer science, online at www.currycollege.edu.
Pitching change for the Gatemen in the bottom, or the top of the fourth, rather. They trail Chatham 7-2. And Carter Rustad coming in on the mound wearing Adam Mazur's number. Must have forgotten his jersey today. But despite wearing 22, we assure you it is Carter Rustad.
This is the 5th appearance of the season for Rustad. Comes into tonight with a 1-2 record. In 7 innings pitched, has 9 strikeouts. And the right-hander comes in with runners on first and second, trying to keep this a 5-run game.
Rustad, a fastball that sits in the low 90s, and a plus slider. He also has a curveball and a change. Heading to Missouri in the fall, committed a couple weeks ago. He'll start off against Caden Trenkle, who hit the 3-run homer in the second, and then grounded out to retire the side in the third. 7-2 Chatham. They've scored 7 straight, 3 in the second and 4 now in the fourth. Third pitcher for the Gatemen. His first pitch to Trenkle, Rustad's that is a fastball for a strike.
The 9th batter of the inning for the Anglers. And Trenkle hit the home run early. This would be a good out to get for the Gatemen.
That pitch upstairs, a ball and a strike. Trenkle, the 9th batter of the inning. Rustad trying to end the nightmare. Runners on first and second, 2 away. The 1-1 is popped up, left side. Cameron James, the third baseman, calls for it behind the third base bag and makes the catch. The inning finally over for Wareham. 4 runs come across for Chatham off of 4 hits and 2 walks. They leave 2 runners on. 7-2 Angler lead as we head to the bottom of the fourth.
The Wareham Gatemen would like to thank Franklin Sports for their sponsorship. Franklin is proud to be the official batting glove of the Cape Cod Baseball League. This summer, all 10 teams are wearing their own custom team batting gloves, courtesy of Franklin Sports. To create your own, visit franklinsports.com/custom. Enter code CCBL20 for 20% off your purchase. From the Cape to the majors, only the best hitters in baseball wear Franklin.
Feel the power of a GMC. Test drive one today at Robertson's GMC, down on Cranberry Highway.
(7-2 Chatham). We head to the bottom of the fourth. Jack Sadighian, Owen, Sughrue. 7 unanswered for the Anglers after the Gatemen started the game with 2 runs. They scored 4 in the last frame. We'll see if the Gatemen can get some of those back. Crooks, Clark, and Kern, the 6, 7, 8 hitters, due up against Adam Tulloch. The left-hander has now gone 3 innings, given up 4 hits and hit a batter. Both the Gatemen runs came with 2 outs in the first, and they were knocked in by Crooks, who's at the plate now and takes a fastball high and inside for ball 1.
Well, we were talking, Jack, the Gatemen don't have many come-from-behind wins, and at this point in the season, I think you got to look at this game. This is an opportunity to get that and carry some momentum into the most important stretch of the season.
That last pitch, a strike on the outer half. Now the 1-1 is a breaking ball for a strike.
Nice change up there from Tulloch.
The 1-2, a fastball for strike 3, called on the high outside corner. Tulloch's 5th strikeout of the night. And there's 1 away with nobody on for Kellum Clark. 7-2 Chatham in the bottom of the fourth.
Well, Tulloch has looked awfully sharp. The 1-2-3 inning, the last thing, another strikeout to start things off, and he's really seems to be finding some rhythm.
First pitch to Kellum Clark is a fastball outside. Clark struck out his first time up retired the first after the Gatemen had 3 hits to score 2 runs in a 2-out rally. That pitch fouled away. Now a ball and a strike to Clark. Standings neck and neck in the West. Coming into today, Falmouth of 46.4 win percentage as the 1-1 pitch is a high inside fastball. Wareham at 45% and Cotuit at 43%. 2-1 pitch to Clark. Nearly hit him. It was a breaking ball that never broke. Clark had to slide out of the way. Now has a 3-1 hitters count. Here's the pitch. A fastball right down the middle. Full count for Clark. Is that surprising to you that he wasn't looking to swing there?
Well, I thought it was interesting that, again, that last pitch was just so off, so it looked like maybe expecting a ball.
The payoff pitch is lined foul, just to the right of the Chatham dugout on the third base side. Full count for Kellum Clark. 1 out, nobody on in the bottom of the 4th. Anglers in front 7-2. Payoff pitch. A fastball that misses outside. Clark draws a 1-out walk. Tolik's first walk issued tonight. And Cade Kern comes to the plate.
That's a good at-bat there from Clark. Fouled one off, and then after taking that strike right down the middle, a good take. That one just missed the outside corner, so big runner aboard, just 1 out.
The first pitch to Kern is ripped into the gap in right center. That's down. Clark around second. He's going to get to third. Kern heading for second. He's there as the throw gets away. They might have had Kern at second, but the throw got away and past the mound. Backed up by Tolik. Runners now on second and third with 1 away, and Anthony Frechette heading to the plate.
Well, it goes back there. We talked about some of the leadoff walks in that second inning for Romero and McLean. The home run from Trenkel and the good at bat from Clark. A great hit from Kern. And runners on second and third now for Frechette.
Kern's second double of the season. Now, with back-to-back walks and a double, the Gatemen threatening. First pitch to the 9-hitter, Anthony Frechette, is a fastball for a strike on the inside edge of the plate. Frechette grounded out to short his first time up. 7-2 Chatham, but the Gatemen with 2 in scoring position and 1 out in the bottom of the 4th. That pitch cut on and missed, a fastball that blew by Frechette. Here we go, Owen. Situational hitting that the Gatemen need in the 4th. They've got to bring in at minimum 1 here, and you'd love to get both.
Yeah, down 7-2 this game. It's been high scoring, so you're right. If you can score a couple here, that really would be very important.
That pitch, a breaking ball, just low. Now a ball and 2 strikes to Frechette. Frechette catching today. Coming into this game with 4 RBIs in his last 2 games. The 1-2 is swung on and missed for strike 3. Tolik's 6th strikeout. He got Frechette to go after a high fastball, and there's now 2 away with runners on second and third in the bottom of the 4th. Tres Gonzalez, the leadoff man, heading to the plate. Exactly the man you want up with 2 outs right now.
Well, Gonzalez sure is, and that's a big strikeout there for Tolik. But like you said, Jack, Gonzalez, who's been red hot at the plate as he takes the first pitch high and outside, he's in a good position to try to get some more runs in here, potential to score 2.
Already has a single in the 2nd inning. The 1-0, a breaking ball outside. 2 balls, no strikes to Gonzalez. Now on a 9-game hit streak after his base hit a couple innings ago. Big opportunity here for the Gatemen with 2 runners in position and 2 away in the bottom of the 4th. trying to claw back down 5 against Chatham. The pitch, fouled back. 2 balls and a strike to Gonzalez. He was 4 for 5 last night with a double. The 2-1 is grounded to the right side, backhanded by McLean. Long throw to first is picked nicely by Mendham for the 3rd out. Wow. A beautiful 5-3 put out McLean on the run and the stretch from Mendham. Gatemen leave 2 in scoring position, 7-2 Anglers through 4.
Wareham House of Pizza has been serving Wareham and Marion for over 40 years with steak and cheese, pizza, and subs. Located in Shaw's Plaza, head on over for pickup or let them deliver to you. Located on the Cape Cod Canal, Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay is the area's newest rental independent living, assisted living, and memory care community. With some of the area's largest apartments and an ultra-inclusive monthly service package, Keystone Place is a life-fulfilling retirement community unlike any other. Discover Keystone Place, the best option in Cape Cod.
One of the Gatemen's favorite places for their post-game meals is Cool Cone, where you can get anything from fried clams and fried chicken to an ice cream sundae, and then top it all off with a round of mini golf. Cool Cone, located on Route 6 on the Wareham-Marion line.
The law firm of Lang, Exifaris & Bullard, providing families and businesses in the greater New Bedford community with legal services for 40 years. We look forward to serving you. For an appointment, call 508-992-1270. We invite you to learn more about the law firm of Lang, Exifaris & Bullard by visiting our website, lxblaw.com.
We enter the top of the 5th at Spillane Field. Jack Sadighian and Owen Sughrue. The Anglers leading 7-2 after a few big innings. They scored 4 in the 4th, and they look to add on to their lead here in the 5th. And leading things off, it's Kenny Lavari, the DH, who led things off in the last inning as well.
And a tough break for the Gatemen in the last frame. 2 runners in scoring position. Tres Gonzalez, a grounder down the third base line, and Ron Polk, the Gatemen's manager, as that pitch is fouled back to make it 1-1 to Lavari. Thought that Mendham's foot was off the bag at first. The umpires convened, ended up upholding the call and out at first base. The Gatemen would have scored at least 1, maybe 2.
It's a beautiful pick from Mendham as a swing and a miss from Lavari makes the count 1-2, and a good throw too from McLean. That one was certainly close in every way. Close did he have his foot off the bag? Close was it in time?
Yeah.
Right, but they say yes to both, and that ended the inning. 1-2 just misses low to Lavari. Lavari led off the top of the 4th for the Anglers with a walk in the last inning, ended up scoring, then flied out to Gonzalez in center. In his first at-bat, that was in the 2nd. As a breaking ball from Rustad misses outside. A full count for the DH out of Old Dominion.
Would love if the Gatemen did not lead off an inning with a walk.
Half pitch, swing and a miss. So it's a strikeout, not a walk. And a good pitch from Rustad, and that's a good out to start the inning. It's like you said, Jack, it's been a different story. They started off with a strikeout to Soretti in the 1st, and then it has been 3 straight walks since then, so the streak is broken. Another strikeout.
And it's one of managers' pet peeves. The leadoff walk, it always comes back to bite you. More often than not, if you lead off the inning with a walk, they're either going to have runners in position in a tough scenario or bring runs across.
First pitch to the first baseman out of South Carolina, David Mendham, is low. We mentioned that play to end the inning from Mendham. Beautiful stretch, beautiful pick over at first. Takes a check swing on the 1-0. Third base umpire Larry Rosenberg says he didn't go around. It's 2-0.
That was a big play for Chatham, though, to keep the 5-run lead, not let the Gatemen inch a little bit closer early in the game.
Swing and a miss from Mendham, 2-1.
You'd love early runs for a comeback. It's hard to do 5 runs late in the game. Still a lot of baseball left.
Check swing, and this time Rosenberg says he did go around, so the count even at 2.
Got a lot of yelling from the Gatemen dugout to try and sway that call. I thought he went around.
Looked like it here. 2-2 just misses outside. Yeah, the words on that are sort of incomprehensible, I would say, but the tone very clear. Hey, we all know what that means. So it's 3-2 after all that to Mendham. Another full count.
Right, I was about to say.
Great minds, Jack, as that one's fouled off over the right field bleachers. Count will remain full. Nobody on, 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Anglers on top 7-2 after huge innings in the 2nd and the 4th. Right-hander Rustad delivers. That misses inside, so it's a walk. Not to the leadoff man, but to the second batter of the inning from Rustad to Mendham, and he's aboard for Miller Green.
7th walk issued by the Gatemen. We're only in the 5th inning, Owen. That was what YD was doing last night. They walked 8 batters and hit 4 more. And the Gatemen used that to spark some big innings. But now the shoe is on the other foot, if you will.
It's been a tough night on the mound. Something we're so not used to seeing, as the first pitch is a nice breaking ball from Rustad to Lyle Miller Green.
Well, Miller Green in the 9 spot has been good. A base hit and a double.
Rustad deals. Another breaking ball in there for strike 2. Miller Green doubled in the 4th and ended up scoring off of the 2 RBI single from Danny Soretti. The 0-2. It's fouled off into the right field bleachers. Almost a good catch from a nice good hat catch, almost, but nobody hurt, so that's the important thing.
Really hear about the almost good catch from a fan.
That one might not make SportsCenter's top plays. The almost good catches could be our own category, I suppose. So it's 0-2 for Miller Green. Pitch from Rustad, another foul. No chance for anybody. That would have been a miraculous catch, but no one there.
It's been a night of almost for the Gatemen pitching staff. We've had a lot of batters with 2 strikes that haven't been put away.
Some struggles closing things out. The 0-2, and Miller Green just able to get a piece on that. It's hard for us back here to even hear that just off the end of the bat of Miller Green. The deflection and sort of the change of direction more helpful in that case. And just changed direction before the glove of Frechette, so the count will stay at 0-2. Rustad trying to put Lyle Miller Green away. 1 out, 1 on. And that one's ripped into center field. Gonzalez backing up, and he settles under that one to make the catch. So Mendham will retreat back to first. That one was hit very well off of the bat of Miller Green. Almost another hit for him, or could have been more, but a big out for the Gatemen here in the 5th.
and it looked like it had a chance off his bat, an absolute moonshot to deep center, but I think he just got a tad too far under that baseball. And Gonzalez had a play close to the wall. Didn't get as close to the wall as I expected he would have to.
I certainly thought it had a chance off the bat as well. So Rustad goes to check on Mendham, and that gets past Clark. So Mendham reaches second. That one actually hit the foot of Lorente Palmer, first base umpire. I guess didn't make too much of a difference. Mendham holding up at second anyway. But Mendham is on scoring position for Danny Soretti, who's 2 for 3 with a 2 RBI single in the last inning. Pitch from Rustad, inside for ball 1.
And that throw ruled on E1 to Rustad, trying to pick off Mendham at first. He advances into scoring position.
1-0 to Soretti. Catches the outside corner, evens the count at 1. 2 outs, and David Mendham on second here in the top of the 5th. 1-1. That's there on the inside corner. Nice changeup from Rustad. Wind still blowing steadily out to right field. One and two to Soretti. The pitch just misses upstairs.
Rustad thought that was strike 3, started to walk off the mound.
I always wonder if that helps or hurts the chances of the called strike. Probably makes no difference, I guess, as that one's ripped into right field. Backing up is Kern, and that is a home run for Danny Soretti. So his night continues. 3 for 4 tonight. A home run for the leadoff man for the Anglers, and that's his first of the season. We talked about Trankel's first earlier. Another home run for the Anglers. They now lead 9-2 here in the top of the 5th.
Pouring it on. 9 unanswered for Chatham. And that one was smoked to right. The wind's blowing out there, helped it out a little bit, but I think it would have gotten out either way. Danny Soretti having himself a day. 4 RBIs now in the home run. Chatham dominating.
It's now 9-2. And Soretti has been fantastic as the number 1 hitter for the Anglers. Hogan up next, 1 for 3 with a single in the 4th inning. That scored a run. First pitch to him is a strike on the inside corner. Hogan, the right fielder out of Vanderbilt, batting .254 coming into tonight. And the 0-1 from Rustad. That one's popped way up high into shallow right field in foul territory, in fact. Clark settles under that one to make the catch and retire the side. More runs from the Anglers. A home run from Soretti puts them on top 9-2 as we enter the bottom of the 5th here at Spillane Field on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Wareham House of Pizza has been serving Wareham and...
One of the Gatemen's favorite places for their post-game meals is Cool Cone, where you can get anything from fried clams and fried chicken to an ice cream sundae, and then top it all off with a round of mini golf. Cool Cone, located on Route 6 on the Wareham-Marion line.
The AD Makepeace Company also owns and operates Reed Custom Soils, the area's leading manufacturer of custom soils, including CU structural soil and Rooflight certified green roof media. Reed Custom Soils is also a manufacturer and distributor of baseball infield mix and conditioners. To learn more, visit admakepeace.com or reedcustomsoils.com.
Got legal trouble? Attorney Mark Deshays is here to help the greater New Bedford area with real estate and business law, estate planning, and probate. Visit him today.
We enter the bottom of the 5th inning. The runs continue from the Anglers. 2-run home run from Danny Soretti puts them on top 9-2. New pitcher on the mound for the Anglers. It's Trevor Martin, the right-hander out of Oklahoma State. As you said, Jack, what's new? Another Cowboy for the Anglers tonight. The night's done for Adam Tulloch. Went 4 innings, giving up just 2 runs.
Yeah, and a good pitcher following. 1.45 ERA and 12 1/3. This is his 7th appearance this summer.
Jim Jarvis leads things off and rips one to right field. And that one's gone. Another home run for Jim Jarvis. His 2nd in 2 games. He had one to right field last night against YD. Leads things off. And he cuts that lead to 6. Jarvis 1 for 3 tonight with that home run to right field. That one over the glove of Matt Hogan, who tried to make the catch. Great hitting continues from Jarvis.
This is a guy who's never hit a college home run, got his first home run of the season last night, and his 3rd, he said, in his entire college career, because he had 2 in summer ball 1 summer before. But another home run, back-to-back days with home runs. I bet that's a first for Jim Jarvis as Tommy Troy swings through a pitch for strike 1. Holy cow, Jim Jarvis is on fire at the plate.
Jarvis batting .367 since July 17th. Another home run here. The 0-1 to Troy just misses low.
And what a way to welcome Trevor Martin into the game.
Right-hander delivers to Troy, and he hits that one into foul territory. Charging over was Hogan, but that's over the fence on the right field line. Yeah, Martin, big 6'5", 245 right-hander. Out of Oklahoma, staying in state. To attend Oklahoma State, it's 1-2 to Troy. Martin deals. One just up high. Evens the count at 2.
Well, the Gatemen are still down 6, Owen, but that's a start from Jim Jarvis. And the wind heavily blowing into right field now.
2-2 to Troy. Just misses low. And you're right, Jack. It was very interesting. Right before that first pitch to Jarvis, of course, the first pitch that Martin faced, was a huge gust of wind. Lots of dust coming up from the stone dust of the infield. And Jarvis capitalized on that bomb out to right field. And a called strike 3 to Tommy Troy. His 2nd straight strikeout looking. So 1 away after the home run from Jarvis for Owen Diodati. Diodati, he's 1 for 2 on the night, singled and scored in the 1st. And the American flag and the Gatemen flag continuing to go crazy out there in right field. The wind's picked up. Check swing from Diodati off of the pitch from Martin. Third base umpire Rosenberg says he didn't go around. Ball 1. Diodati 0 for 1 with 3 walks last night. They didn't even bother pitching to him. 1-1, that's hit foul over the left field bleachers.
To be fair, YD was not really pitching well to anybody.
It's true. Those walks perhaps weren't
could not
intentional.
throw a strike.
It was a tough night for the Red Sox. The 1-1 to Diodati. Fastball over the outside part of the plate for strike 2. 1-2 now for Owen.
He's gotten a lot of outside fastballs today, and I'm surprised. Maybe he just wasn't ready for him, but 3 on the outer half for strikes in his 3 at-bats. Hasn't swung at 1 yet.
Perhaps wise not to give him one inside again with this win tonight. Another outside, over the outside part of the plate. That one's a little too far outside. Evens the count at 2.
Romero Jr. was set up outside, tried to bait him again with the fastball. Good job laying off.
So it's 2-2 for Diodati. Martin deals, swing and a miss. Another outside fastball. Second straight strikeout, 2 for Diodati. 2 straight to Troy, 2 straight to Diodati. 2 away for Cameron James.
Well, he's struggled to have consistent hitting recently. A lot of games where either gets 1 hit or no hits recently.
First pitch to James is a slider that misses low and outside. James is 0 for 1, and he was hit by a pitch in the first. He reached second, but that was where he stayed.
And certainly Diodati will come up again in this game, see if he can get that multi-hit game today. Had a base hit his first time up.
1-0 is a nice slider in the dirt. Swing from James. It's 1-1 to the third baseman out of Mississippi State. And the wind continues here. More dust off of the infield. Quite a cloud. Pitch to James. Misses low. Very sudden, Jack. Quite a
out of nowhere.
Strange change in weather. I guess that can happen when you're so close to the water as we are here on Cape Cod, but even some rain it looks like coming down. This has all happened very quickly. Pitch to James is in the dirt. Very strange system coming through.
There was a 35% chance of rain around this time when I looked at the radar a couple hours before the game.
So we'll keep you updated on that. It's 3-1 for James.
It is raining here.
And that one's ripped but foul. It's 3-2 to Cameron James. Two out, nobody on with the rain coming down here at Spillane Field. Pitch to James. That just misses outside. The slider from Martin. So he's aboard. The home run from Jarvis. Now the walk to Cameron James. He's the lone base runner on for Jimmy Crooks.
Well, the Gatemen had a 2-out rally for 2 runs in the first. 3 hits with 2 outs. And Crooks delivered the 2 RBI single to bring in the runs. Now at the plate, can the Gatemen have another 2-out rally?
Crooks fouls the first one off over the left field bleachers. It's 0-1. Crooks is 1 for 2 on the night. He had that 2 RBI single in the first, and that's accounted for 2/3 of the Gatemen's offense so far. Of course, the solo homer from Jim Jarvis. The 0-1 to Crooks catches the outside corner. It's 0-2.
Last time Crooks DH'd for the Gatemen, a 4 RBI night, including a 3-run homer. Kind of nice when you don't have to focus on those catching duties. Not that he's a bad hitter when he's not DHing.
The 0-2 just misses outside. Yeah, we've seen Crooks at DH. I believe this is the second time this season, and understandably, he's been so good at the plate, batting .259, .391 since July 17th.
Yeah, I hear that's pretty good.
So it's 1-2 to the catcher from Oklahoma. Pitch, that one's ripped into center field. Backing up is Trinkle, and he settles under that to make the catch a little bit short of the wall. So a solo home run from Jim Jarvis Gatemen trail 9-3. We'll send it down to Julia Joseph.
I'm here with DJ Perrin and Mike Knell. They are both baseball players for the UMass Dartmouth baseball team and have joined the Gatemen for the remainder of the season. This summer, the Gatemen players are all staying at UMass Dartmouth. So DJ, as a hometown kid, what's it like to be called up to play for the Gatemen?
It's honestly a pleasure and a very good experience, and I was very excited when I got the news. I just got home from the Hamptons Collegiate Baseball League, and I just reached my driveway and I got the call, and I was very happy, very exciting.
And Mike, you are from Cape Cod, so playing for a league that hits so close to home, a league you've probably been following your whole life, what's it like to be called up here? How did it feel when you got that call?
I mean, honestly, growing up, you watch the kids from a young age, and honestly, it's like a dream come true almost for kids at home and everything. So it's definitely a cool experience, a great opportunity to play with some of the best players around the country, and it's just fun.
Awesome. Best of luck to both of you, and we'll send it back to the booth.
Thank you, Julia. We head to the top of the 6th here at Spillane Field. Gatemen trailing 9-3. Carter Rustad still on the mound for the Gatemen. It's been a tough stretch. A bright spot in the last inning, the solo home run from Jarvis, his second on the season, his second in the last 2 games.
The Gatemen have almost had a couple of rallies going, but they at least break the 9-run unanswered streak for Chatham.
First pitch to Josh Rivera. He lifts into the gap between right and center. Kern is able to make the catch for out number 1. A good play from Kern. That one pretty well hit. Again, that wind and a strange weather system making routine fly balls a little bit more chaotic, but a good adjustment from Kern for out number 1.
The wind is helpful for anything hit straight to right, but if you hit a ball to left or center, the wind will knock it down. We've seen a couple that looked like they had a chance off the bat really not get that deep into center field, including Crooks's fly out that retired the 5th.
Yeah, I certainly thought that one had a chance off the bat of Crooks as the first pitch to Max Romero Jr. There's a slider in there for strike 1. Rostad deals, and that one's hammered foul. And that takes a jump off the roof of...
Looked like a shipping crate.
Something. Thankfully not a car. We had an unfortunate experience last night. Harrison's car is okay, thankfully. It's 0-2. High and tight fastball. And an appeal to the third base umpire, Rosenberg. He says no. So it's 1-2 for Romero.
The Gatemen pitching has to find a way to slow down Chatham if they want a way back into this game.
1-2, misses low, just barely, almost caught the inside corner.
This late in the summer, you can't pack it in down 9-3, even though we're over halfway through the game. Falmouth and Cotuit winning tonight.
Another foul from Romero Jr. He left that one over the Anglers' dugout in the left field bleachers. He's 0 for 1 on the night with 2 walks, and he scored in the second off the home run from Trinkle. 2-2. Just gets a piece of that one, stays alive. Count remains even at 2.
Cotuit final, they beat Bourne 13-2. Falmouth winning 10-3 in the bottom of the 8th. But if those 2 teams win and the Gatemen lose tonight, they'll drop back down to 4th in the Western standings. Still be right in that race, but every little bit matters. Only 7 games to go after this.
It's amazing how one night you can go from 2nd to 4th at
Right.
this point in the season. Swing and a miss from Romero Jr. Second out of the inning here in the 6th. A strikeout for Rustad. Got Romero Jr. swinging, so 2 away for Nolan McLean.
Third baseman, number 10, Nolan McLean from Oklahoma State.
Yet another member of the Oklahoma State Cowboys team for Chatham. First pitch to McLean. This is upstairs for ball 1. McLean also 0 for 1 with 2 walks tonight. Nearly identical for Max Romero Jr., the previous batter. 1-0, he rips into the gap between left and center. Gonzalez and Diodati converging. Gonzalez settles under that one to make the catch. So a 1-2-3 inning feels awfully good for the Gatemen pitching staff. They still trail 9-3, and we head to the bottom of the 6th coming up next on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
After the game, visit El Mariachi on Main Street for the best Mexican food in Wareham. The cantina provides a delicious late-night snack accompanied by fun cocktails.
Northeast Maritime Institute's College of Maritime Science is a proud sponsor of the Wareham Gatemen. If you're looking for a career at sea, look to NMI's program of education, adventure, and employment on northeastmaritime.com, America's premier 2-year maritime college.
Get your glow on at Compassionate Med Spa. They're compassionate about getting your perfect skin. Come get your glow on. Call 774-678-7319. Mention this ad and get 25% off at Hydra Facial.
We enter the bottom of the 6th inning here at Spillane Field. Owen Sughrue and Jack Sadighian. Gatemen trailing 9-3. It's been a huge night on the plate for the Anglers. A little bit quieter for the Gatemen. 2 runs in the first inning. Solo homer from Jim Jarvis. Callum Clark leading things off for the Gatemen. And a pitching change, excuse me, a
catching change.
Catching change. Thank you, Jack. My apologies. It's Dominic Tamez now behind the plate for the Anglers.
Yeah, Tamez committed to Bama for the fall. Play for the Crimson Tide in the SEC from McLennan Community College.
Like Jimmy Crooks, as Clark fouls that one off. 2 catchers coming out of McLennan College, and Tamez will join, of course, Jarvis and Diodati in Tuscaloosa. So it's 1-1 to Clark. 0 for 1 with a walk in the 4th. He was stranded at third base. 1-1 from Martin. Off the glove of Tamez.
Well, the rain went away. Still a slight breeze out to right, but just quickly passing through some sideways rain.
2-1 misses outside. Yeah, it was a very strange sort of system. Came in extremely quickly and still sort of lingering, but the rain is done at least for now. 3-1 to Clark, misses up high. His second walk in a row, and that leadoff walk we've talked about a lot so far tonight. Clark is aboard for Kern.
We've talked about on the other side of things, Chatham getting leadoff walks. The first leadoff walk for Wareham tonight, and we'll see if they can do some of the damage Chatham's been able to do with their leadoff walks.
So it's Kern who doubled in his last at-bat, and that's ripped down the left field line. That's a fair ball. Coming to third is Clark, and Kern in standing for his second double of the night. That one ripped right down the left field line, a couple feet from third base. So another double from Kern, runners on second and third, nobody out for Frechette.
He had 1 double coming into tonight, and back-to-back doubles for Cade Kern. That's huge. Some deja vu. In the 4th, Clark walked, and then Kern doubled right after him. Same scenario here in the 6th. The runners on second and third. This time, instead of 1 out, there's nobody out. Gatemen have to cash in and cut into the 6-run lead.
So it's Frechette who tries to get that cutting into this lead started. 0 for 2 on the night. First pitch from Martin. That one's looped into right field, and that will drop. So Clark comes around to score. Kern coming for home. He's in to score. 9-5 Anglers off of the 2 RBI single from Frechette. His 5th and 6th RBIs of the season, his first hit of the night. That cuts the lead to 4.
Sometimes it's not the prettiest, Owen, but all Frechette needed was just enough of that baseball to carry into shallow right field. Brings in Clark and Kern, a huge 2 RBI single. Frechette now 6 RBIs in his last 3 games, and the Gatemen are within range, only 4 down in the 6th.
First pitch to the leadoff man, Gonzalez, is in there for a strike. We all know what Gonzalez can do at the plate and has been doing lately. 1 for 3 on the night, a single in the 2nd. Yeah, Frechette just sort of knuckled that one off of his hands and over the glove of Mendham at first base. Perfect placement. And 2 runs come in to score. 2 huge runs in what's been a high-scoring game.
The Gatemen have rarely gotten into shootouts, but if they can get back into this game, there'll be an offensive battle to the finish.
0-1 Gonzalez. That one's in the dirt. And the throw over to second base is in time. Good throw from Temez.
Well, I don't think Frechette got a great read on that pitch. I think he thought it would get further away from Temez, just barely skipped in front of him. Frechette, not the fastest base runner, tagged out easily on the throw to second for the first out.
So that clears the base paths. It's 1 out. Still here. Gonzalez rips that into center field, and that one will drop. Another base hit for Gonzalez. It just continues for him at the plate. So a 1-out single for Gonzalez. Jarvis up next. Of course, homered in his last at-bat, trying to keep things going here in the bottom of the 6th.
Well, that's where the Frechette getting caught stealing really hurts, because he would have advanced to second. Tough break because he was trying to read the baseball. But the base running woes for the Gatemen continue.
First pitch to Jarvis catches the outside corner. Still a very steady breeze here in Wareham. Wind has definitely picked up since this game has gone on. Picked up suddenly in the last inning.
If I was a lefty, I would be just trying to pull the ball, because a fly ball to right could carry out.
Fastball high from Martin to Jarvis evens the count at 1.
And that's kind of what Jarvis did his first time up. It was a well-hit ball, but the wind helped it carry over the right field fence.
One and 1 to Jarvis. And the pitch from Martin. Slider just misses inside. Yeah, both of Jarvis's home runs in the past 2 games been to that spot, sort of in that gap between right and center. This one crept over that right field fence. Well struck from Jarvis, and another home run. So it's 2-1 now. Fastball just misses low. Last 2 pitches were close, but good takes from Jarvis. Jarvis at shortstop tonight. 1 for 3, of course, with that home run. He awaits the 3-1 from Martin. Pitch in there for strike 2. Looked outside to Jarvis, but
yeah, he was already a couple steps down the first base line.
So instead, Jarvis will await the payoff pitch from Martin. Pitch, swing and a miss from Jarvis, and the throw down to second is in time. So the strikeout to Jim Jarvis, and then the second putout of the inning from Temez over to Rivera gets Gonzalez. So the Gatemen do add 2, but they still trail by 4 after 6 here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Okay, fans, get out your 50-50 raffle tickets.
For sales and rentals of Caterpillar machinery, generators, and marine engines, visit MiltonCat.com, your area cat dealer. Milton Cat, the Cape and Islands Caterpillar dealer, is proud to be a sponsor of today's game.
Does your insurance agent know you by name, analyze your stats, and help you with your game plan? If the answer is no, then it's time to draft Morse Insurance. Their local team will get to know you, assess your risk, and develop a strategy to protect your home, auto, or business. Visit us online at morseins.com. Hashtag Morse, of course, has your back.
The Cape Cod Baseball League would like to welcome our new sponsor, Mosquito Mary's, a locally owned
Gatemen inching their way back into the game as we head to the 7th. Jack Sadighian, Owen Sughrue. Chatham up 9-5, but the Gatemen have scored 3 straight, including 2 runs in the last frame off of a 2 RBI single from Anthony Frechette. Carter Rustad still on the mound, starting off the 7th against Caden Trenkle, and his first pitch to Trenkle is fouled away. Righty-lefty matchup. Trenkle 1 for 3 with a 3-run shot to right in the second. One of 3 home runs in this game. That pitch, a breaking ball inside. 1-1 to Trenkle. It was Trenkle's first of the season. And he's hoping it gets him out of a slump. Was 1 for his last 22 coming into today as that pitch is lifted into left field. Diodati coming on, dives, and it gets down. Bounces off Diodati's body. Trenkle heading to second. The throw to the bag is not in time. Trenkle legs out a double to start the 7th. As Chatham tries to add to a 4-run lead.
Well, it's been quite a night for Caden Trenkle. Again, he was 1 for his last 22 entering tonight. He's 2 for 4 on the night, a home run and a double. And it was the first home run of the season for Soretti, too, second for Jarvis. So a lot of new guys going yard here tonight.
Kenny Lavari at the plate now. First pitch ripped into right field. That drops just foul. That was 3 or 4 feet wide of the line in right field.
That's a sigh of relief for the Gatemen. That one was close, and that one could have been trouble. Twisting toward that Gateman bullpen there, a little bit right of that right field foul line. And Trenkle, with his speed at second, he was almost at home.
0-1 to Lavari. He's 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored in the 4th. That pitch cut on and missed. High fastball. Trenkle with a leadoff double in the 7th. Gatemen have some momentum, down 9-5. Rustad trying to hold on to it. It's been 3 straight for Wareham after 9 straight from the Anglers. 0-2 pitch. Fastball upstairs.
Yeah, Rustad with a great outing, a great inning back there in the 6th. Went 1, 2, 3, and Gatemen pitchers have had their struggles tonight, but that in the first inning, the only 1, 2, 3 innings so far for the Gatemen.
That pitch fouled away. A ball and 2 strikes to Lavari. The DH out of Old Dominion. Lavari started all 60 games, one of 2 players to do it for Old Dominion in the spring. 56 of those starts at third base. The 1-2, a fastball well inside as Lavari twists out of the way. And his spring stats were good. A .298 hitter, 8 home runs, 36 RBI. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rustad a look at second. The pitch, well inside. Rustad was up 0-2. It's now a full count to Lavari.
Yeah, and it's been 3 pitches that haven't been too close to the zone from Rustad. 2 good ones to start the at-bat and foul from Lavari, so he worked himself back into the full count.
Payoff pitch, cut on and missed. Rustad gets a big strikeout on a high fastball, his third, and there's one away in the top of the 7th. Trenkle still the lone base runner on second as the 8-hitter David Mendham comes to the plate.
Well, and that's a big pitch from Rustad. Gatemen were a few feet away from being down 10-5 perhaps, with that one just a few feet right of that right field line, and looked like Trenkle would be able to score, but credit Rustad, able to rebound from that and takes advantage and gets a big strikeout, so one away.
Frechette heading to the mound for a quick talk with Rustad. Probably just to straighten out some signs. Mendham at the plate, 0 for 2 with a walk and a run in the 5th. Was knocked in on a 2-run homer from Danny Soretti, who has 4 RBIs tonight. Chatham up 9-5, one away in the top of the 7th. The first pitch to Mendham, a curveball that Frechette dropped. That might have been called for a strike, but Frechette couldn't hang on to the pitch. Lyle Miller Green looming on deck. He's 2 for 3 with a double. Rustad at the belt. A look at second. The 1-0 is a fastball for a strikeout on the inner half. Rustad a little yell following that fastball that he pumped in for a strike, putting all of his effort on the line in the 7th. The 1-1 is grounded up the middle. Jim Jarvis has it, didn't have to move much. It was into a shift and gets the throw to first for the second out. Trenkle advances to third. 9-5 Chatham in the top of the 7th. Lyle Miller Green heading to the plate. This is a run the Gatemen need to keep off the board to ride their momentum, Owen. And George Carlejo, knowing the moment, heading out to the mound to talk to Rustad.
Yeah, this is a very big at-bat coming up next. And, of course, with Trenkle just 90 feet away and Miller Green having the night he's had, 2 for 3 with that double in the 4th. This is one, if the Gatemen are able to get out of this and head to the bottom of the 7th down 4, it just, for whatever reason, feels very different than being down 10-5. So if they're able to get Miller Green out, that would be a huge out. Again, he's been arguably on a night when a lot of the anglers have been excellent at the plate. He's been arguably their best hitter, again, in that 9 spot tonight, and he has exceeded expectations in that spot. So Rustad with some work to do, and this would be a big out.
Here we go. Miller Green working his way into the box. 2 for 3 with a double. The double was in the 4th, and he had a base hit in the 2nd. His last time up, a deep fly out to center. First pitch to Miller Green. He hammers it left field, and that ball is just foul. That was smoked by Miller Green.
That one was ripped. That one.
One of the hardest hit balls we've seen this summer. Thankfully, a couple feet foul for the Gatemen. 0-1 pitch is looped into right field. That gets down. Trenkle's going to score. Miller Green holds up at first. It's 10-5 Chatham in the 7th. Miller Green might have missed the home run, but he delivers an RBI single. His 22nd RBI of the season. And Chatham up by 5 with 2 away in the 7th. Back to the top of the lineup with Danny Soretti.
Well, that's just good hitting there from Miller Green, not giving up after that near home run, and 3 for 4 now on the night.
First pitch to Soretti, a fastball for a strike on the outer half. Gatemen had 3 runs in a row to that point. Been a lot of scoring tonight, not typical for what we've seen in Wareham games. I don't normally give up hardly any runs. One of the best pitching staffs in the league. As that pitch to Soretti is a breaking ball for a strike, 0-2. Soretti 2 for 4 with a 2 RBI single and a 2-run homer. Here's the 0-2. Fouled back. Gatemen scored 2 in the first, then Chatham had 9 straight, followed by 3 from the Gatemen, and now another from Chatham to make it 10-5 in the 7th. That pitch fouled back. And that one hit right on our crowd mic on the fence, knocking it off. One of the Chatham interns kindly returning it to the fence for us. And now we have a called strike 3, a breaking ball on the inside edge of the plate. That retires the side in the 7th. Chatham gets one more. They're up by 5 through 6.5. Time to stretch on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
South Coast Health Operators of Charlton Memorial, St. Luke's, and Toby Hospitals delivers an unmatched combination of clinical excellence with a personal touch. They are proud to serve as Southeastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island's only not-for-profit health system, as well as the region's largest employer. South Coast Healthcare, plus something more.
We have stretched, and we're ready to go for the bottom of the 7th. 10-5 Chatham, Jack Sadighian, Owen Sughrue. Gatemen with their wonderfully interesting rendition of 7th inning stretch. Take me out to the ball game. Tommy Troy up in the bottom of the 7th and swings at the first pitch for strike 1. Trevor Martin on the mound, his 3rd inning of work. He's given up 3 runs. The 0-1 to Troy is hammered foul. An absolute moonshot. About 40 feet to the left of the foul pole in left field. No balls and 2 strikes to Troy. He's 1 for 3 with a base hit and a couple strikeouts. 10-5 Chatham, bottom 7th. 0-2. Skied into foul territory behind the plate. Temez throws his mask, has room, and drops the foul ball. That went right out of his glove. A break for Tommy Troy.
Yeah, Temez shaking his head at that one, not pleased, and certainly again on as windy a night as tonight, he had to make some adjustments, but looked like he was able to settle under that one and perhaps a bit casual with it and just not able to make the catch, so Troy stays alive.
Here's the 0-2. That's grounded to the left side and off the glove of McLean. Troy safe at first. And the umpire motioning for Troy to advance to second. I don't think he saw. Looked like the ball got out of play. The third base umpire, Larry Rosenberg, is trying to motion to Troy to move over. Maybe he wasn't. Troy stays put at first. The first pitch to Owen Diodati is a swing and a miss. My apologies. He was motioning over to Troy and trying to get his attention. Not sure what I missed there. Troy reaches on a base hit to start the bottom of the 7th. 10-5 Chatham. Owen Diodati 1 for 3. The 0-1 is lifted deep to left field. Miller Green on the run near the line, and he makes the catch. Troy's going to hold up at first. Now 1 away. A long run for Miller Green, but he makes a nice play at the foul line in left field. Tommy Troy on first, 1 out for Cameron James. It's 10-5 Chatham.
Yeah, that one almost in foul territory by the time that Lyle Miller Green was able to make that play. So, like you said, a long run for him, but a nice play for out number 1.
First pitch to James is a fastball low for ball 1. James hit by a pitch and walked tonight. He is 0 for 1 with a fly out to right. Martin working from the belt. The 1-0 is ripped foul. That gets into the away stands on the third base side. A lot of hard hit balls tonight, Owen.
Sure haven't. A lot of them been foul, it feels like. James got a good piece of that one.
At least recently. And a mound visit for Trevor Martin. What do you think this entails, Owen?
Well, I'm a little confused. I thought the timing of it was a little bit strange. It was sort of abrupt there from Holiday to go and visit with Martin. And Martin, it didn't seem to me like anything had been going wrong this inning. It's very nearly 2 outs right now if it weren't for that drop from Temez. So it seems to me like everything had been going pretty smoothly, and perhaps just a little strategic note there from Holiday to alert Martin and Temez.
The meeting is over. Martin ready to go. James steps into the box. Now here's the 1-1. That is hit well out to center field. Now drifting into right center. And Trenkel over to make the catch. Called off Hogan. 2 away. (10-5) Chatham. Runner on first. And 2 down for Jimmy Crooks. Crooks 1 for 3 with a 2 RBI single in the first. He had a deep fly out in the 5th to center field. First pitch to Crooks is a fastball outside. 1-0.
Crooks 1 for 3 on the night. Of course, that 2 RBI single, and he has been another one who's hit a lot of balls well tonight.
The 1-0 swung on and missed. A fastball that got by Crooks. A ball and a strike to Jimmy Crooks. DHing today. His second time DHing this summer. The 1-1. Cut on and missed. Another fastball. Troy on first. 2 away in the bottom of the 7th. Chatham commanding 10-5 lead. Gatemen scored 2 in the first. Chatham 9 straight after that. And the Gatemen came back with 3 runs of their own. And an RBI single for Lyle Miller Green broke that streak to make it 10-5 Chatham in the last frame. The 1-2. A fastball missed somewhere. Two balls and 2 strikes. Martin a glance at first. Now the pitch is a fastball low and away. Jimmy Crooks with a full count. Troy on the move. The payoff pitch is fouled back. Troy had a nice jump. Was going with 2 strikes and 2 outs. He'll have to return to first. Crook staying alive with a full count. 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. Gatemen trying to get something going, down 5. They've scored runs in each of the last 2 innings. Here's the payoff. Troy on the move again, and the pitch missed high and outside. Crooks draws a walk. Now runners on first and second. With 2 away in the bottom of the 7th. Kellum Clark heading to the plate.
That's a good at-bat there from Crooks, his 8th walk of the season. And speaking of walks, it's Clark who's had 2 already tonight.
First pitch to Kellum Clark is a fastball outside for ball 1. Clark 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the first, but since then he's drawn a walk in the 4th and the 6th. Tommy Troy on second, Jimmy Crooks on first. 2 away in the bottom of the 7th. The 1-0, another fastball outside. 2 balls, no strikes. The catbird seat for Kellum Clark. Gatemen trying to cut into a 5-run Angler lead. Here's the 2-0. Swung on and missed. A fastball right down the middle.
It's interesting just thinking about this inning. Gatemen were really just a Tamez catch away from going 1-2-3, and with a chance here, some sort of extra opportunities. This is gravy and trying to cut into this lead.
The 2-1. A fastball down the middle again. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Tommy Troy with the pop up into foul territory. Should have been an easy play for Tamez, but it went in and out of his glove. And like you said, Owen, with the next 2 flyouts, would have been a 1-2-3 inning. Now 2 on with 2 outs. A big 2-2 pitch due for Clark. Here it is. He swings and misses. Martin gets a big strikeout to retire the 7th inning. Gatemen leave 2 aboard, and the Anglers have a 5-run lead as we head to the top of the 8th on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Village Signs of Mattapoisett. They do it all, from logo design, trucks and buildings, to boats. Village Signs has proudly served Southern New England for over 35 years. Visit them at villagesigns.inc.com for all your signage needs.
The Gatemen would like to thank Wareham Country Market for helping to feed the Gatemen players and staff after games. They are located about a quarter of a mile from the field on Route 6, offering a convenience store, a Dunkin' Donuts, and a deli.
Beat the heat and join us at Waterways, a water experience unlike any other this side of the bridge. Open daily, head over to the water park on Route 28, the Cranberry Highway.
(10-5) Chatham. We head to the 8th. Jack Sadighian, Owen Sughrue on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Thank you for joining us. The Gatemen a big win last night, but with Falmouth and Cotuit winning in the West Division tonight, would be tough if the Gatemen drop this game to Chatham. A new pitcher on the mound after Rustad does a nice job going 3 1/3. It's Chris Barraza, the right-hander.
Barraza out of University of Arizona. This is his second appearance of the season. He had a tough outing on the 23rd against Harwich. That was a 5-2 loss, but he looks to keep this a 5-run game here for the Gatemen. He goes fastball, changeup, and slider. Those are his 3 main pitches. So the right-hander, after, like you said, Jack, a good performance from Rustad, trying to keep the Gatemen alive here.
He'll start off against the left-handed hitter Matt Hogan, and his first pitch is a fastball that swung on and missed. Hogan, Rivera, and Temez, the 2, 3, 4 hitters, due up for the Anglers. That pitch called for a strike, now 0-2. Hogan 1 for 4 with an RBI single in the 4th. He ended up scoring. That was a 4-run inning for the Anglers. That pitch high and outside. Now 1-2 to Hogan. That pitch rolled over to the right side. Troy has it and tossed it to first for the first out. 10-5 Chatham. 1 out, nobody on for Josh Rivera, the shortstop from Florida. He's 1 for 3 and has also drawn a walk tonight.
Rivera, interestingly, the only member of this Anglers lineup not to have scored yet tonight. The scoring has been very spread out. Everyone has scored once except for Soretti, who's scored twice. So Rivera, the only one who hasn't yet.
And the first pitch to him is lifted to left field. Diodati on the run to his right, makes the catch. 2 away, still nobody on. And Dominic Temez heading to the plate. Temez committed to Alabama for the fall. He replaced Romero Jr. as a catcher in the 6th. The first pitch to him is a fastball for a strike on the outer half.
Yeah, Temez has struggled at the plate this season. Just 3 for 35, but does have 2 doubles and 4 RBIs.
A home run as well, as that is weakly grounded to the first baseman. Clark, he's going to do it himself, stepping on the bag for the 3rd out. A 1-2-3 inning for Chris Barraza. Can the Gatemen carry that momentum and get some runs on the board, down 5 against Chatham? 10-5 Chatham. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Jack Sadighian, Owen Sughrue, Kern, Frechette, and Gonzalez. The 8-9-1 hitters due up for the Gatemen, and Trevor Martin back on the mound through 3 innings. He's given up 3 runs off of 5 hits and 3 walks with 3 strikeouts.
Well, these 8-9-1 hitters for the Gatemen have been solid tonight. 5 for 10. 2 doubles for Kern. Single in Frechette's last at bat that scored 2. So that was a big hit, and Gonzalez has just been what we've come to expect from the center fielder from Georgia Tech, and he's been outstanding again, 2 for 4. So good position here for the Gatemen.
First pitch to Kern is a breaking ball that drops in for a strike. Kern 2 for 3 with the 2 doubles, as you mentioned, Owen. Had himself a good night. That pitch, a breaking ball outside. Now 1-1 to Kern. The 1-1 check swing from Kern. He went around.
And it has been nice to see from Kern his 2nd and 3rd doubles of the season, and one ripped into the outfield, one right down that left field line.
The 1-2 grounded hard to the left side, backhanded by Rivera. Long throw to first is in time.
Good play there from Rivera. We've talked about it tonight. He's been very smooth out there at shortstop. A good backhand. That one, another well-hit ball from Kern, but a good play from the shortstop and a good throw over to Mendham.
1 away, nobody on for Anthony Frechette, the 9-hitter for Wareham. 10-5 Chatham here in the bottom of the 8th. Frechette 1 for 3 with a 2 RBI single in the 6th. And the first pitch to him is a fastball upstairs for ball 1. Gatemen running out of time. The 1-0. Check swing foul. Poked straight back. A ball and a strike 2 for Frechette. Been a lot of action tonight. We've seen runs in every inning except for the 3rd. The 1-1 is skied foul towards the right side. Temez has a play, and he missed it again. Dropped in right in front of him. Dominic Temez struggling to track what should have been an out. And it drops in right in front of his feet in foul territory a little down the first base line.
Strange to see there from Temez. Again, had plenty of time, and perhaps the breeze playing a factor. That's calmed down a little bit, so just having a little bit of trouble locating, it seems, tonight.
A ball and 2 strikes to Frechette. That pitch low and inside. 2-2. Here's the pitch. And it is sent into left field, down for a base hit. Frechette, a 1-out single. He has 2 hits tonight.
The center fielder, number 3, Tres Gonzalez from Georgia.
Tres Gonzalez coming to the plate.
And kind of a funny swing there from Frechette. Didn't look like he was totally committed to it, and one of those just decided he'd swing sort of at the last second, probably more like the last 100th of a second, but good swing there on the outside part of the plate and able to pull one into right field, and probably helped him maybe that he didn't get all of it and just dropped right before the right fielder Miller Green.
First pitch to Gonzalez is a fastball down the middle for strike 1. Chatham up by 5, but Frechette's had 2 hits like that tonight. That one into left, and he had one into right, just a little flare. That ended up being a 2 RBI single in the 6th. Gonzalez waiting for the 0-1. Here it is. And it looked like a fastball low. A ball and a strike to Gonzalez. He's 2 for 4 tonight. That's come to be expected for the Gatemen leadoff man now on a 9-game hit streak. The 1-1. Fastball low, 2-1. We mentioned how important this game was with the Gatemen in 3rd in the West, Falmouth, the team ahead of them, won tonight, and Cotuit, who's right on their heels, a win against Bourne. The Braves have clinched the West, but that second spot is a tight 3-team race. The 2-1 chopped foul down the third baseline.
It was a big night for the Gatemen last night, of course, their win over YD, and then just what they could have asked for with both those teams losing. So looks like tonight perhaps could be the other way around, given where we are now. Of course, this game isn't over.
See if the Gatemen have a big rally in them. They do not have a come-from-behind win on the season. The 2-2 is grounded to the first baseman, Mendham. He steps on the bag at first and pump fakes the throw to second. Decided not to go to second base. Frechette advances. He's the lone base runner in scoring position. Now 2 away in the bottom of the 8th. Jim Jarvis heading to the plate.
Well, that was a good play there from Mendham. He did not field that cleanly, but just sort of sacrificed his body a little bit. That one went off of his chest and kept it in front of him, able to gather it at least and collect it, and didn't have far to go to tag out Gonzalez over at first.
First pitch to Jarvis is fouled back. 10-5 Chatham in the bottom of the 8th. Anthony Frechette on second, and 2 away for Jarvis. Jarvis is 1 for 4 with a solo home run to right field in the 5th. There's no wind blowing out to right at the moment. The 0-1. A fastball outside. 1-1. Through the first 5 innings of this game, a heavy wind to right field. That has started to dissipate over the last few innings. The 1-1 fouled straight back. A ball and 2 strikes to Jim Jarvis. Goes to his Jimmy 2 strikes approach. Low stance, choked up on the bat. Martin a look to second. The pitch called for strike 3. A pretty changeup catches the outside of the plate. And the Gatemen leave a base hit on second. 10-5 Chatham. We head to the 9th on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. Please remember to recycle your empty bottles, cans, and all other recyclable materials. It takes only 6 recycled plastic bottles to make a new baseball cap. We head to the top of the 9th. Owen Sughrue, Jack Sadighian here at Spillane Field. Chatham Anglers on top of the Gatemen 10-5. Chris Barraza, the pitcher, on the mound for the Gatemen. He'll face McLean, Trinkle, and Lavari to start things off in the top of the 9th. McLean on the night is 0 for 2 with 2 walks. He scored in the second.
It's been a tough night for the Gatemen against the last place team in the East in the Anglers.
Big swing from McLean. He swings and misses on the first pitch.
Wareham was thrilled when the Anglers beat Falmouth last night 3-1, but not thrilled to be trailing at the moment.
And a ball to McLean evens the count at 1. Right-hander Barraza delivers. Breaking ball misses low and outside. McLean again, one of 8 Anglers to score so far tonight. Rivera, the lone all-star, perhaps a little bit left out. It's been incredibly spread out, the scoring for the Anglers. 2-1, catches the outside corner. 2-2 now for the third baseman out of Oklahoma State. Back-to-back Oklahoma State teammates for the Anglers in the 5 and 6 spot. 2-2 misses low and outside. Full count for McLean. McLean again, these were his first 2 at-bats in the 3rd and the 6th inning of this Cape League season. 263 at Oklahoma State. Payoff pitch, swing and a miss. Strikeout for Barraza, that's his first of the night. And 1 away here in the top of the 9th for Caden Trinkle, who's up next.
It's been an encouraging inning and a third so far for Barraza. He had a tough first outing for the Gatemen, but doing a good job. Gets his first strikeout.
First pitch to the lefty Trinkle. He knuckles to the left side of the infield. And the barehanded throw from James is not in time to Clark. So Trinkle reaches for the 3rd time tonight. He has been awfully tough in that 6th spot.
That was tough. Just a dribbler to the left side. Cameron James did what he could, barehanding it and getting a quick throw to first, but Trinkle too fast. A 3-hit night for Trinkle. He's a triple shy of the cycle.
Kenny Lavari, another lefty, up next. First pitch from Barraza. Misses low and inside. Lavari 0 for 3 on the night. 2 strikeouts, both swinging in his last 2 at-bats in the 5th and the 7th. And he walked and scored in the 4th. And that one's grounded to the right side of the infield. Troy tosses over to Jarvis. This could be 2. The throw to Clark is in time. Inning-ending double play, just what the Gatemen needed. They still trail by 5, and they look to either tie or win here at Spillane Field when we come back in the bottom of the 9th on the Gatemen Baseball Network. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Gatemen trailing 10-5. New pitcher on the mound after a good outing from Trevor Martin. It's Cade Bragg, the southpaw out of Weatherford College, up next for the Anglers.
Yeah, Bragg, a left-hander. He's only thrown 1 2/3 this summer in one outing against Brewster 4 days ago. Gave up 2 walks, but no runs as the first pitch to Troy is foul-tipped into the mitt of Temez for strike 1.
Troy 2 for 4 on the night, capitalized on the missed foul catch from Temez, fouls another one off. And that was in his last at-bat in the 7th, and that almost got some things going. Gatemen had a chance to perhaps get some momentum, score a couple runs in the 7th. They weren't able to, so they find themselves trailing by 5. The 0-2 to Troy misses low and outside. 3, 4, 5 hitters for the Gatemen.
If this result holds, the Gatemen will drop back to 4th in the West, but they're still not far behind Falmouth and Cotuit.
Another fastball high and outside to Troy. 2-2 now for the second baseman from Stanford.
The home struggles continue. 16 days since a home win.
And Troy rips that one to the left side of the infield. A good play from the third baseman, McLean. And the throw to Mendham is somehow in time. A lot was going on in that play. The throw was high. Mendham had to jump up to catch it, just landed back in time. So an eventful 5-3 ground out for Troy, but one away here in the bottom of the ninth.
Yeah, McLean had a short hop and delivered a high throw. Good job by Mendham staying with it.
So Diodati steps in, takes a check swing on the first pitch. And that one a strike. It's 0-1 for Diodati. Diodati has struggled since his first at bat in the first. He singled and scored. Again, that 2 RBI single from Crooks in the first inning. And then since then, he struck out twice and then flied out to left field in his last at bat. The 0-1, another foul tip from Diodati, so he goes down 0-2. Diodati been such an excellent offensive member of this Gatemen lineup, and he's made some plays over in left field too. Again, those 7 home runs, good for 3rd in the Cape League. 22 RBIs. The 0-2 to Diodati. Thought about it, took a check swing, able to hold off. That one looked pretty clear, at least from up here. Count goes to 1-2. Now Bragg delivers. Diodati just gets a piece of it. Stays alive, still 1-2. Gatemen needing to try to stage a rally here in the bottom of the ninth. Few fans left here in Wareham. 1-2. Actually goes behind Diodati, doesn't hit him, so he'll stay at the plate. Two-two pitch coming from Bragg. Diodati just gets a piece of it.
If this one holds, Owen, Falmouth will be in second with a 48.3 win percentage, Cotuit in third at 45%, and Wareham will be in fourth with a 43.5 win percentage.
Another foul from Diodati over the Anglers' dugout. Stays alive, 2-2.
And that means it is still really close. The Gatemen will have a home game tomorrow against Brewster, but then 6 straight West Division games, all with huge implications.
2-2 misses upstairs. Diodati able to get this back to a full count. One out, nobody on for Diodati here in the bottom of the ninth. And that's a strike 3 called. over the outer half of the plate. The third strikeout of the night for Diodati. So Gatemen down to their last out. It's Cameron James up next. It's a good pitch on the outside corner from Bragg, and honestly didn't look like a bad take from Diodati. That one could very well have been called a ball, but one's been called a strike tonight, and it was yet again, says home plate umpire Joe Caraco. Another strike here to Cameron James. It's 0-1 for the the third baseman at Mississippi State.
Chatham's done a good job tonight. Their pitching staff is doing just enough as James fouls that off and gets down to his last strike to hold on to the big lead for the offense. Second most runs that Chatham has scored this season, 10 runs. They had 12 in a win against Cotuit 6 days ago, but not usually prone to this much offense.
0-2, another foul from James.
And they did it against a Gateman pitching staff that is second best in the league. Coming into tonight, the second best ERA in the league at 3.19.
And that one's looped into right field. That'll drop. So the first hit of the night for Cameron James, now 1 for 3. Of course, he was hit by a pitch and then walked in the fifth. So first hit for James. Up next is Jimmy Crooks, DHing tonight.
All right, still alive.
Still alive, down to their last strike. I think of that like saving a match point in tennis. Able to save one. Got a few more to save, perhaps. Crooks sends a chopper up the middle, and Rivera collects and tags second to end the inning and end the game. Anglers take care of the Gatemen 10-5. A tough loss for the Wareham Gatemen. They move to 11-15-5 on the season and fourth place in the West Division. We'll take a quick break and wrap things up here on the post-game show. We'll be back in a few moments here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Join us for our next home game here in Spillane Field tomorrow night, July.
Gatemen fall to the Chatham Anglers 10-5. It was a tough night for the Gatemen. Owen, Sughrue, and Jack Sadighian to wrap things up here on the Gatemen postgame show. Jack, it was an uncharacteristically tough night on the mound for the Gatemen and a good night, too, for the Anglers.
Yeah, Chatham, not prone to scoring a lot of runs, had their second highest total of the season. They scored 10 runs tonight, jumped out early on the Gatemen pitching staff, a 3-run homer for Trenkle, in the second inning. The Gatemen led 3-2 after that, and they did not look back. 9 unanswered before the Gatemen finally got back on the board. They had a little something going in the 5th and 6th innings, but just not enough for Wareham. The Chatham Anglers pitching staff holds on, and they put together a pretty complete performance tonight in a 10-5 win over the Gatemen.
Certainly a few positives for the Gatemen. It was a good performance on the mound from Carter Rustad, and Jim Jarvis getting his second home run of the season and scoring 5 runs. Those are typically situations in which the Gatemen have done quite well. Again, as you mentioned, Jack, during the broadcast, a 3.2 ERA for the Gatemen coming into tonight. So usually in situations like that, when they can score at least 4 or 5 runs, those tend to be successful games for them. But the Chatham bats were going tonight, and it was a tough night all around for Wareham. And due to some weather coming in, we have a quick post-game show tonight. We're going to break things down before the weather comes in. But for our entire crew, Owen, Sughrue, Jack Sadighian, our producer Harrison, Julia Joseph, Nick Magus, thank you so much for listening. And the Gatemen will be back at it tomorrow night, and we'll be back here on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Thanks so much for listening.